And hello everyone, welcome to the stream. So today I will continue playing this second Krona game, which is, well, it has no Krona inside the name, but it's obviously part of the series. It's Radical Dreamers. So who played Chrono Cross must remember this team in the game. So there was some kind of terrorist or something, opposed to the current, I don't know. It was Lynx, but who was Lynx? Not a king, but something else. Anyway, I will play the Chrono Cross right after this game. Not tomorrow, because I estimate that I need 2 streams to finish it. Because I want to finish it and maybe get some other endings that are not canon, but still interesting. So let me turn off the music. Turn on the console. Actually, I can start the game. Where is it? As you can see, mostly games in this list are translation from Japanese language, so they had never been released in United States. Same from Radical Dreamers, not in United States, not in Europe, and I believe you understand why. Well, the game is kinda unusual. It's like a visual novel, at the same time RPG and an adventure game like Zork or something. So people decided not to release in United States. And by the way, in Japan it was distributed by Satellite Network. I believe it was free to play. And wait a second, notification, 1 second. Okay, I believe they are on. Now, save file must work. Yeah. In the first releases of this game, there was no possibility to save because all the saves were gone, I believe, on the internet or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it was working. And I need to check that sound is working, of course, and wait my chat. Just in case. Okay, I'm checking right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Testing, testing, testing. Okay, I can hear the music, I can hear my voice, so everything is alright. Alright. So this is, well, I believe it's Goblin. And let's continue reading all the text, like an audiobook. I'm very sorry about my pronunciation so on, because, yeah, 4 years ago I didn't speak English at all. Well, I was reading the text, mostly in games. That was the only source of knowledge of this language, but never even tried to figure it out how to pronounce all these words. Anyway, with the book in hand, a single goblin sits in a chair, humming to itself. A sweet aroma fills the room, presumably from the teacup sitting on the table before it. There's something different about the goblin. It doesn't seem hostile in the least. Looking up from its book, it examines us from behind its bifocals. I believe it's his glasses. Bifocals. Okay. Oh, welcome! It's rare to have visitors, all the way down here. Down here? I thought it was second floor. I totally forgot. Too bad we are not guests, Kid shouts. If you wanna leave, tell us where the key to the Catacombs is. And with that, he takes your knife and thrusts it into the desk, slicing through the tablecloths. The goblin remains docile? Well, maybe silent, I don't know, what is this word? You must be the elusive key. I so wanted to see you with my own eyes. We all heard so much about you. But before it can finish its sentence, Kid grabs the knife and hurls it through the air. The goblin sets its book down, now unreadable due to the 7-inch blade protruding through it. It removes the knife and places it on the table. Your reputation precedes you. You're quite a radical young lady. Nevertheless, it's a shame. I wanted to see how that novel ended up. Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Esmond. It says offering a simple introduction. By the way, yeah, I know that all the Japanese names were translated to match the English translation of the Trigger and Cross games. Yeah, it's very sad because. Well, wait a second. Magil, like it was in English, I know for sure that his name uh, in Japanese was Giro, like actually Gil. Not I, not Gil, but Gil. That's why I pronounce his name as Magil, not Magil. But anyway, here I can't even. I don't know what was the original name. Esmeld. This Esmerudu, but no, it's not possible. Okay, Esmond. Let him be Esmond. Please, I do hate to keep my guests standing at bay. Come, sit, and we shall converse over tea. My first thought is that it's poisoned. Despite my concerns, Magil sits, or Magil sits down. Wait a second, Magil. Yeah, I check several sources on the YouTube, so it was Magil. Magil. I really don't know what's the best. Okay, let it be Magil. It sounds like more natural, Magil. Or not. Alright, we have a choice. Look at Kit or take a seat next to Magil. Or look at Kit. Looking over towards Kit, I see that Truly doesn't want anything to do with this. She truly doesn't want anything to do with this. She remains standing, keeping a vigilant eye on the goblin. I stand beside her, holding my arms. Black tea is set for 3 at the table. For 3? But there are 4 of us. Ah, there we are. After a moment, Magil takes the teacup and brings it slowly to his mouth. He takes a sip and then sets the cup back on the table. Esmond smiles. Ah, Himalayan chimpanzee. What? I've not had this blend in quite some time, Magil says. I see you're a gentleman of fine taste. I will have you know, not many of my visitors have known of this type of black tea. Listening to their banter, I stare at my cup. We can take a sip or don't. Well, as Magil sipped it, so why not? I nervously sit down and take the cup into my hands. Delicious, I exclaim. I've never had anything like this before. I loosen up a bit, sitting back in my chair. Wait a sec. What's going on? My wands, they being healed. Oh, where? That's very awesome because, you know, I have only 1 hit point maybe. So, 1 shot and I'm dead. Now we're fully healed, isn't it? Looking over towards Kit, she seems to be enjoying it as well. So, let's get down to business. Certainly the key to the Catacombs has to be around here somewhere. Unless I remember where it is, however, that's a different story. So, like, give us the key. Is there something you'd like in exchange? Let's like this. Something I want. Your life, perhaps? He says as his eyes light up from behind his glasses. And by the way, there's no choice. Oh, but we can just wait and do nothing. Hello, elegant weapon. Nice to meet you here. Yeah, it looks cool. The only problem it's 50% visual novel and 25% of RPG fights, and another 25 it's adventure, like Zork, for example, like a text quest. Okay, let's continue. So there was actually a choice. We can immediately hit the button to grab a knife or just do nothing. What was the best? Anyway. Oh, you misunderstand, young man. I do not wish to harm you, Esmond says, noticing the sudden look of shock on my face. I enjoy chatting with the many types of visitors that you have in the mansion. Surely, as an adventure, you must have plenty of interesting stories to tell. So, Elegant Weapon, you know that this game is actually the second game in Krona series. It's a sequel to Chrono Trigger about what happened to Magus, Shala, and that's all. So here it is, right now, in our party we have Serge, Kid, and Magus, whose name right now Magil, obviously, but it's him. On the screens we can see this. And who is Kid? Well, it's actually Shala. At the end of Chrono Trigger, the second one, we figured out that she was merged with these lovers, and she said that it's not possible to return her back, but Magus still thinks it's possible. Well, also at the end of the Chrono Trigger, in the official ending, the first Super Nintendo and Super Nintendo, PlayStation 1 ending, in PlayStation 1 ending, they show a sense that Luca found some baby lying in the woods on Earth, and she grabs this baby, and as we figured out already, Luca is like a stepmother or older sister of Kid, and she was killed by Lynx, main antagonist of this game. So in Chrono Trigger or Chrono World, Luca is dead, she was killed. And it's a fact, you already figured it out. Anyway, let's continue. Enjoy chatting with many types of visitors? Okay, sure, as an adventure, you must have plenty of interesting stories to tell. Adding to this, he looks in my direction with a smile. I look highly on unique stories and have been known to reward such storytellers. Staring down at the dark liquid before me, I start to rack my brain for a really good story. Okay, I got it. On one particular evening, a small girl walked through the dark, dreary forest, and we have a choice. The girl had searched anything and everywhere for the golden sunflower, the only cure for her mother's illness, or girl suddenly came across a large beetle. I believe the first choice is obviously more interesting. And so, after working endlessly, the sunflower was nowhere to be found, or after 3 days the girls hadn't eaten a single thing. Okay, the second choice maybe. A fine beginning, perhaps. Is that all? No, one evening, a girl walked through a forest, searching for the only cure for the mother, the golden sunflower. Okay, after walking endlessly, the girl hadn't eaten in 3 whole days. And suddenly, before her, she came across a gold light, shining in a clearing. It was the golden sunflower. The girl put a few of the sunflower seeds into her bag. She was sure it would cure her mother, she thought. However, it was all a dream. With a happy face, the girl awake, ready to start another day. What is this story? Oh, brother. Fairly interesting story. Very well. Here's the key. What? Give it to us. Esmelt leans over towards the wall and knocks on a certain spot. The secret trap door opens up. He reaches in and takes out a key. However, as I start to reach with the key, Esmelt recoils his hand. What? I am the goblin speaks. Yes, I suppose you could say there's something more that I wish for. I glance at Manuel, then back to Esmelt. Long ago, when I was young, foolish lad, I was involved with General Viper's daughter, Miss Riddle. What? Riddle? The General's daughter? Oh, actually, yeah. Yeah, Viper was a general and Leaks. Wait a second, Viper is dead now. Anyway, right now I'm just thinking about Chrono Cross, but I don't remember it. I will definitely play the Sword Gaven series after this one. Because it's actually plot related. Oh, you didn't know? Indeed, Miss Riddle's true father was General Viper. Anyhow, for the sake of harnessing the power of the Frozen Flame, Lord Lynx abducted Miss Riddle. Well, he's Lord, but he was like a ruler, the whole country or something. Okay, so he abducted Miss Riddle, taking her as her own daughter. Within that strange rock lies a strong mental connections to this particular mistress. And so I have resided here all these years, simply waiting for the right time to exact revenge on Lord Lynx for taking my dear Miss Riddle from me. If you have come in order to find Lord Lynx, promise me you will not mention any of this. You have come here to slay him, have you not? Esmel asked calmly, holding the key in his hand. And we can agree and say yes or left totally silent. Well, the problem is he might be lying. But why? It's actually obvious that we came to steal the flame and kill Lynx, so for the time being, I suppose. And faced by the question, I answer truthfully. Well, this is sure a strange turn of events. Hearing these things from a goblin who's supposed to be defending Viper Manor. All of a sudden, Kid interrupts. Hell with the time being! Yeah, that's our plan, alright! I see. Well, I certainly don't wish to detain you any longer. I would help you more, but I prefer not to openly side myself with either party, he says, handing out the key. Well, there's still something you got that I want. Small looks up, curious. How about some more of that great tea of yours? Small thinks for a second, then reaches behind him. Very well, one back, he says, reluctantly parting with the tea bag. Okay, leave it to us. Putting the tea bag down her bosom, Kid says to Esmond, you don't have to worry about a thing, I never lie about my promises. Esmond nods, smiling. Let's head out, the frozen flame's bound to be around here somewhere, Kid says, heading to the door in high spirits. Mitchell pays his respects and we're off. So we got the key and we got the bag of tea. Heading away from the armory, we come up an upward staircase on the right. This passage also continues on ahead. We already yeah, it's another basement. Yeah, on the second floor. So you were right on the stairs. Turn back is get back to this goblin. So let's select a new path, this one. After a little while, the passage ends at a small door. Hey, I smell some cooking. Why do we need to turn back? Let's enter. Maybe I should save, and I cannot save right now. Okay, there's no choice, enter. Oh, just a small kitchen. Okay, now I can save. Small kitchen, and actually, I can see a rat right here. In a cage. For the servants, probably, I add. I look around the tiny room. There's a sink, pots and pans, and a bunch of food in the cupboards. A rat hangs in a cage off in a corner, but aside from that, it's pretty average kitchen. And by the way, the main character here, wait a second, this game is from the first person perspective. His name is Serge and He is actually the main character of Chrono Cross. Well, maybe the second of him, but I will not spoil this game. I mean the next one. For somebody who want to play it themselves. It was over to deep saucepan and pierce inside. Smells fresh. Want some grub search? I would say no way. I mentioned this is pretty expensive if you want an original copy. You mean original copy of Vertical Dreamers? It does not exist. This game was released only in Japan and only over the satellite network. It was add-on for Super Famicom, so there was no physical copies at all. And obviously servers do not exist anymore, so it's simply not possible to have an original copy. I wonder, maybe their Super Famicom with downloaded copy exists in the world, like with PT for PlayStation 4, which I sold for almost nothing because I thought it will exist for everywhere, for anytime you can download it. But no, it was deleted. Now consoles with this game are very expensive, but I already sold mine. So no, if it's possible to find the Super Famicom with this copy of this game, obviously it will be super expensive. You're right. But I believe it was free when it was released in 1996. Okay, let's answer no way. In a place like this? Are you kidding? Rats like that one, or they are probably the main ingredient. Ignore me, Kid smacks her lips, taking a scoop of the stuff. You have an idea? Magil? No, thank you. Alright, well, I don't see why it's great. But then, all of a sudden, a quiet shrill voice echoes out. It seems to be coming from over by the cage. Oh, what an independent young lad. Are all the boys wearing braids these days? I stop and look at Kid. Who's there? Looking over in the direction of the voice, we see nothing but a single rat. It stares at us with its small beady eyes. Oh, excuse me. You're a girl, not a boy. It looks like Kid can't decide whether to be puzzled or infuriated by all this. But just between you and me, I don't think this is the first time her personality has led someone to think she's a guy. At any rate, the brown rat continues. Listen please, kind humans, I'm trapped within a most unfortunate situation. While on my way to the kitchen this morning to bring home some food for my mother, goblins seized me and trapped me here in this cage. Unless I can escape, I am to be a side dish for the next meal. And by the way, should I believe this rat? I don't actually. Still a bit agitated at its last remark, Kid stares at the rat suspiciously. Please, you must help me. My desperately ill mother awaits my return, the rat pleads. His eyes twinkle in the light. Kid shrugs his shoulders, letting out a sigh. Oh, don't cry, here. We'll let you go. Setting the cage down on the floor, Kid opens the cage. Oh, wait a second, Kid. We shouldn't do this. The rat laughs, as a strange smile comes over its face. You're really a bunch of fools. Spitting out these words, the rat suddenly starts to tremble, before rapidly growing in size, growing larger and larger by the second. And don't tell me it will be a fight. Alright, it's a griffin, and I cannot save right now, or I can? Yes, I can, let me save here. I don't want to die here. It's so easy to die in this game. Stupid humans! You're just in time for lunch! My mother's, this is. How's this monsters? The griffin eyes up, and it licks its legs. Wait a second, its hind legs, screeching and flapping its huge wings. Okay. The problem is, I already made a mistake. We must immediately as possible select something or we'll get the damage. Let's see, if it was a damage I will reload, obviously. Let's see. Oh, we managed to avoid the blow, but now currently, okay, we are good right now. I can try to dodge the beast, hoping to avoid this terrifying 3-inch claws. I managed to avoid its blow, but I'm now currently at the back of the room. Okay, I must think very quick. As it inches near me for a strike, it rises up into its hind legs once again. This time even higher than before. However, in a moment of blind luck, the griffin suddenly loses balance on the slippery floor and comes crashing to the ground. Wait a second, you're lucky. And talking about close calls, I let out breaths of relief and start over the griffin, wondering what to do next. And maybe it was the right choice to do nothing. I can't believe this, I was very lucky. So, you ugly little rat. Now who's stupid? Oh wait, please, I beg you, kind, beautiful human girl. I'm aware of valued information. If you promise to spare my life, I will tell you. To spare my life, right? I will tell you a special secret of the mansion. I don't know. You lied already, you bugger. I'd rather just kill you and have it to be over with, Kid says, taking a step closer. Kid, let us hear what he has to say, Major says, coming between them. Kid pauses for a second and then steps back. So Major, he's actually a Magus. Obviously, it's him. Thank you. That would be fun, Kid says, shrugging. One day, you two may find yourselves within my situation, caged in on all sides. If such a fate comes to pass, remember these directions, and your lives shall be spared. Oh no, I must remember this. Right 3 steps, left 2 steps, right 2 steps, and then you'll see. Should I write it down because... Okay, right 3, left 2, right 2. 3 to 2, it's very easy. No sooner than it says this, the griffin transforms back into a rat, scurrying off into a crack in the wall. I sure hope sparing that thing was worth it. Who knows when it'll sneak up on us next? Alright, we continue. Before long, we come to staircase, so we don't need armory. There's no need to turn back. I can only go up. And I don't remember where was this closed door. Where is it? Okay, here's this branch. If you turn left, we'll take him back to the atrium, heading straight through it. Will take us to Catacombs, obviously to Catacombs. Let's go. Okay, another door. And now we have a key. Okay, the Goblins Key should open this door. It says putting the key into the lock. With a click, the door unlocks. The door opens with a deep creak. Damp air creeps up from below, peering into the dark. What decrepit place? I wonder how I ever got talking to come into a place like this. We find ourselves in a long hallway. By the way, this music is from the very beginning of Chrono Trigger. In this Millennium Fair, when we played mini games. So we find ourselves in a long hallway, flanked on both sides by rows of countless jail cells. The cold iron bars stretch on in front of us endlessly. 1, 2. Oh, Gerber, Market, Zorander, forgive me. A quiet, sobbing voice seems to be coming from the third cell on the right. I peer round the corner into the cell. In this dim, dumb space, an old man sits in solitude, quietly mumbling to himself. Yeah. Hey, mister. Yeah, very creepy. Creepy indeed. Everyone. And it was all because of me. Every last one of the dragons. Miss Riddle, even the general. Forgive me, please. Ignoring us, the old man continues to mutter, staring at the floor as he rocks back and forth. Hey, can you hear me? He says, shaking the bars a little. He will not hear a thing. He has constructed a wall around himself, Mitchell says. What do you mean? I ask Mitchell. A wall used for shielding one's mind from reality. After being exposed to horrific events, tremendous amount of pain and guilt has this effect on a person. He has made a safe world inside his own mind where he retreats into. From there, he refuses to acknowledge anything he does not want to admit. I noticed that talking about this has given Mitchell a sort of sad, lost look in his face. Noticing my glance, he quickly turns away from me. Actually, yeah, the same happened to Magus in the first game. Strange, Mitchell somehow reminded me of Kid just then. Mitchell turns back, his usual blank expression has returned. Does this make sense to you, Serge? Mitchell asks. Yeah, it does, or maybe if you gave me an easy explanation. I don't need explanation, kinda obvious. Him himself trying to save Shala. He tried to kill Lavos no matter what, ignoring totally everything that's going around. And yeah, it was the problem. Let's say it does. Mitchell continues, looking at Kit and me. We rarely see the walls we are trapped within. However, given time, some can come to understand and possibly even break free of these shortcomings. I wait for Mitchell to finish, but he doesn't end up saying anything. I'd ask, but oh well. The mind revealing itself to itself. We can't help this old geezer. Let's get back to work. Kid says already, heading for the door. Wait, kid, Mitchell calls out. Somehow or another, we may yet find a way into this man's mind. What's good all that do? I didn't hear what he was talking about. The dragons, Riddle, General Wyver. Oh, he's probably just into old folklore or something, Kid says, returning to the door. I have a feeling his knowledge will prove to be useful. Certainly he has heard something of importance concerning our situation, Mitchell says. Well, I guess you ought to help the old bloke out with his troubles while we're here. What do you say we do? It asks. Okay, we can say nothing confused, or somehow we have to put an end to this. And I think it's obvious the first choice. Kid says, looking up. You got a problem with me? Huh? No, that's not what I mean. But before I can explain, Kid first suddenly flies into my face. Already avoiding the blow, I look up to see Mitchell starting to speak again. We must find a way to reach beyond his wall. For every locked door, there exists a key, so to speak. We'll never make any progress with this man until we know what lies in his past. What are you talking about? A key? Kid asks. I do not know either, Mitchell answers. However, there's at least one person in Viper Manor who does. Riddle. Indeed. Okay, we can go after her. She's on the first or basement floor, I'm not sure. Leaving the endless row of cells behind, we head back to the passageway. Alright, I just need to recall where she... So we must go to the staircase, that's right. Oh, wait a second. Right heads to the atrium. No, staircase. We must take the stairs. We're going down the stairs. Okay, so it was the second floor. Catacombs on the second floor? I don't remember. Wait a second. Armory, kitchen. No. I did something wrong. No. I did wrong. No. Let's go back. It's very hard to navigate in this game. So here, we must go to the atrium. That's right. Atrium with dead fish. That's right. Return to the atrium. Ahead of us we see another archway, okay, which will take us back to the upward staircase and eventually Link's and Ryder's quarters, obviously here. I believe we must take the stairs. Or maybe I'm wrong. Oh. Wait a second, I don't remember, that's the problem. So funny how tedious animations are, but they look cool. Yes, I also think so. What? I don't remember where should we go. Wait a second. Maybe stairs, but from here we must go some other way. I can't recall it. Okay, we must use the passage to the right. I think here. It's like playing Zork. By the way, did you play any text adventures before? I played a lot, but I don't recall their names. I believe Space Quest has also a text adventure for the very first game. Or maybe it was released only outside the United States, I'm not sure. Okay, this door on the right. It must be what we need. Let's enter it. There was very awesome animation, but I believe it will not repeat here. Is someone there? I instantly hide behind the door, trying to figure it out where that voice came from. It sounded like a girl, but it wasn't Kid. It's Link's adopted daughter, Riddle. It has to be her. Odd. I could have sworn I heard someone come in, she says. Apparently, she hasn't seen us yet. What will you do? I keep myself hiding behind the door. Suddenly, Kid bolts out from behind a chair. She silently comes up behind Riddle, putting a knife to her throat. Come on. I've come for the frozen flame. Where is it? Kid yells in a low, strict voice. Kid, there's no need to be like that, I say, trying to calm her down. Quiet, Serge. Riddle yells at the two of us. What's so funny? Kid says in a tight tone. Oh, come on, you can't be thieves. You're far too noisy. I wouldn't be saying such things if I was you. Well then, go ahead and cut me. At that moment, I picture in my head Riddle's collapsing with a blue face, smearing blood. Kid, look at her. She's not going to hurt us. Damn it. Alright. Still, I don't think I'm not keeping an eye on you. The feeling is mutual, Riddle says. Don't worry, we are not your enemies. We are not after your power, I say to Riddle, trying to keep cool. You just come to talk. If there's anything you could tell us about the frozen flame, or perhaps the Akatse dragons. Hearing these words, a somber look comes over Riddle's face. After a moment, she begins to speak. The frozen flame. It was kept in a kingdom to the north of the for centuries. Legend has it. I must say, it's very hard to read all these texts. With its subtle, mysterious power, it allegedly could guide people and change history, all while somehow remaining elusive to those who sought it. Also, I heard. Wait a second. So, what's the power of Frozen Flame? It could guide people and change history. So, actually, that's what After Magus is. It was his idea to go here, capture this Frozen Flame. And hello, JP! You just subscribed, isn't it? Well, let me check in chat. You do indeed. Elegant weapon. You just gifted tier 1 sub to DOP, which was actually on Starlight Pumpkin's channel, who started to play Silent Hill. Now I see. But yeah, this notification not quite informative, so I must keep looking in the chat all the time. Thank you very much, Eljan. Weapon. I believe this music also... Wait a second, this game has music from Chrono Trigger, that's right, and from the future game that was not released yet, Chrono Cross. Or actually Chrono Cross is using the music from this game. Anyway, it's very cool. At the time of that kingdom's downfall, it was seized from its resting place, passed from hand to hand. Finally it came into the possession of my father, General Wiper. Lynx approached my father as a friend years ago. Blindly trusting him, my father was taken advantage of by Lynx, enabled to release his true intentions. And so, on that fateful day, struck down by his alleged friend, my father was robbed and left for dead. Averting her eyes, Riddle buries her face in her hands. I don't know. I didn't know Lynx was being all this. At the time he took me into custody, I was just a child. That cursed rock, I didn't know anything about it, and I don't want to. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I want nothing more than to see this all come to an end, she says with tears in her eyes. I'm taken aback, hearing these words. Suddenly, Major comes forward and to speak. Do you know of the old man who currently is locked away in the Catacombs? The traitor! Because of him, my father, my dear Zorander. Please, miss. Turning her back on us, Riddle pauses. After a moment, she turns around, letting out a deep sigh. Yes, I know the man of whom you speak. He is an Akatse dragon, is he not, Machigas? He was, before he spent countless days and nights locked up in the tortured chamber, losing his mind as well as his identity in the process. I remember the day they removed him from that dreadful room, beaten with an inch of his life. The torture chamber we speak of, it's the room upstairs with the trap ceiling, correct? He'll nod silently. Perhaps we may find a clue to his past here, says Mitchell. Wait a second. Room upstairs with a trap. I remember we saw some words written in blood, but I can't recall them, so we must go back and check. I hoped it wouldn't come to us to this. You must search that room. Be sure you have the analyzer with you before you do. Wait a second, what is this? What is analyzer? A what? Kid asks. It's a holy white sword, created long ago by ancient sage along with its demonic brother, the Masamon. What? Well, by the way, when I played Chrono Trigger, I remember they told us about that they have something like sister or something. So that's right, Masamon has actually a second counterpart. It was the Katsu Dragon's most prized weapon. It once glided through the air in the runner's hand, shimmering like a star. And hello, DP. I'm glad you got your subscription as a gift. Thanks to legendary weapon, of course. Now, however, the dragons are all but extinct, and the sword has been stored somewhere in this mansion. Wait a second, we must find the sword. Additionally, I thought it was some sort of trivial memento. It's much more than a common sword, so shielded by its magical enhancement, its bearer will be protected against many forms of evil. By the way, this sword, it might be in the armory, I'm not sure. Thinking of those memories of days long ago, again riddle hands your heart in sadness. I wish I could be more of a help to you. I apologize. Huh, that was plenty. It says heading out of the room. But I wish I was more powerful, like you people, Riddle says, biting her lip. Stopping in the doorway, Kid looks over her shoulder. Strange didn't get us here. Power comes from believing in yourself. I see. I wish you luck. As she heads out of the room, Kid mutters, hope it ain't but luck. Just ahead of me, I bump into a kid who's come to a complete stop. Something wrong, mate. Don't tell me it's another bottle. I cannot say it's obviously a bottle. I stop my breath, trying to listen for anything. Then, out of the darkness, clunk, clunk, clunk. Something ahead of us, on the path. Whatever it is, it's coming for us. I nervously unseize my knife, trying to ignore my anciently for this unavoidable confrontation, now only moments away. What? Seeing that controller reminds you how small they actually are. This controller is very small. But it's originally Famicom controller. I mean Super Famicom. And it's not just small. Actually, Japanese controller has very, very small cable. I mean, look, it's from the floor to... That might be 1.5 meters or maybe even less. I'm not sure. I don't know why in Japan they decided to do this, because Super Nintendo controller is cable is kind of huge, like 3 or something meters. Anyway, what's coming? I wonder. A skeleton. Quick! What we'll do? We will attack. Should effortlessly dashing towards the skeleton. It's also small. Well, I have only American version because with this one. As soon as I come within attacking range, the skeleton immediately swings its huge sword down at me. I believe, actually, on the weapon, that all these choices here are random. It can be anything. You can keep replaying, selecting the same choices and get other outcome, as happened to me in my last stream. I repeat the same fight like maybe 20 times before I won. The tip of the sword skims my cheek, and I got damage right now. This red screen means I'm losing. I cry, leaping to the side in haste. Yes. Wow, way to dodge, mate! It shouts from beside me. Skeleton takes a step forward with its sword in hand. Just as Magel begins to move in on it, it raises its arms overhead, startling him with a strange look in his eyes. Magel suddenly stops dead in his tracks. Magel! Stop out of it! I shout, but his eyes are totally glazed over. Okay, we must trying to snap him out. Magel! Hey Magel! Wake up! No matter how hard I shake him, his glazed expression remains the same. It's no use. The things got him good, Kid says, turning her eyes towards the skeleton. Come on! What are we waiting for? Kid stamped quickly, rushing the skeleton. The skeleton, unfortunately being much quicker than her, leaps to the side just as she approaches it. However, seeing an opportunity, she leaps behind it and quickly brings out a powerful roundhouse kick. The skeleton's body buckled as its spine breaks in two. It topples down to the ground, now severed completely in half. I think you had enough, it shouts, looking over the crumpled heap of bones. But suddenly, the skeleton's remains begins to stir. I back away in shock as the skeleton and I must select, I don't know what that is select, but I cannot read the text, we must immediately hit something because there's a timer. Scared out of my wits, I shut my eyes tight and start whimpering. Wait a second, what I'm doing right now? Suddenly I heard the sound of a sword cutting through the air. I slowly back away, gritting my teeth, while cradling the newly formed slash in my shoulder. What have I done? All of a sudden, Kid quickly comes out from behind, darting towards the skeleton with a furious kick. Yeah, alright. It's a direct kick. The skeleton's skull flies off its spine, exploding at the far wall. The rest of the skeleton tears for a second or two before falling to the ground. We've done it. We've done it. Problem is, I cannot see my current HP, it's just not possible. It's a hidden stat. So when we get 0 HP, we are dead. Well, looks like that's that, huh, mate? What was up with you back there? Kid shouts at Magel. Your eyes firmly planted on him. Snap out of it already! Magel blinks a few times, dazed. He seems to be alright now. Kneeling down, I rest for a minute to tend to my wounds. Hey, no winning. You're not that bad, mate. I've seen worse hangovers, okay, than how you look right now. So right now, we can see the same message that we saw before. And actually, at this time, there's also one secret parameter here. It's like our relationship with kids. And based on this word, we can figure it out what is it right now. And I believe it's somewhere in the middle. So to raise the stats, we must have more fights and I don't know, behave ourselves way good in them. So Kid will like this. I don't know, something like this. I wish I had your determination. After I finish applying my bandages, I get up, hoping I'll be okay. I can't start to give up now, but boy, these cuts are really starting to hurt. Not bad search, not bad at all, Kid says, catching my eye. A few moments pass and she's staring at me, smiling. Oh man, what do you do? Should I say something? Wait a second, this will be another changing stat, isn't it? Or maybe not. I look away after a nervous moment, but full of glee. I can never handle this kind of thing. Oh, baby blues of yours get me every time. From here? Okay, that's all. The passenger is stretched to the right and left. So we must get the sword. I believe it must be in armory, so we must go to the atrium, isn't it? I might be wrong. We must take not stairs, archway. Well, I really don't know where the sword is. Let's go. But it could be logically that this sword is the armory. Or also it can be inside the vault. I really don't know. Take the stairs. Not kitchen, but armory. Let's try it. Oh, welcome back, Esmel says. Have you any more interesting story? Well... Oh, young master, allow me to humbly depart some age-old wisdom. How is it that one can have any experiences to talk about whatsoever? He simply sits around all day telling stories, will ask playfully. And we leave the room puzzled, so the sword is not here. Well, wait. Okay, it can be walled. And by the way, I also have a crown, but I cannot use it anywhere. I don't think it's kitchen, but let's check it out. Maybe you should check everything. So let's check this kitchen. See? There's no threat inside. The rat and its cage are gone, the stew is also nowhere to be found. We leave the kitchen, but whatever else that could have been here. No luck. Okay, we can also check the catacombs. This means we must go up the stairs. Let's check catacombs first. Go in. We find ourselves in a long hallway. Okay, there's nothing usual. 1, 2, and 3, it's this man. It has no sword, isn't it? Hey, old timer. So caught up in a maze of thoughts, the old man just sits here, mumbling to himself in the dark. Come on, let's let him be, for now at least. There's got to be some way to help him. Well, I don't know. I have no idea with this sword. Only Walters comes to my mind right now. So we must go to the... I don't remember. Obviously not turn around. What was right? Yeah, this one. I need something like map, but really, just words on the screen. How can we use the map? Continues on. Take the stairs to head down the passageway. Take the stairs to Lynn's quarter. Lynn's quarter. Let's take the stairs and ask the statue. No, it's wrong again. It's ballroom. And study. Wait a second. It's downstairs. Oh gosh, my memory is very terrible. We must enter the passage on the right. It's the quarters riddle. We don't need it. So we continue the passageway. Lynn's quarters. Go into this room. Oh, Lynx? What? What? Lynx is here? I rush into the room behind him and shatter my knife in a flash of adrenaline. Where is he? That Mikit says, "Gotcha!" Were you scared? She asked, giggling. Oh, shush. Don't do that to me. Has Lord Lynx returned to the room? A high alto voice asks. Kit and I glance at each other, giggling. No, he isn't here right now. Oh, Master Serge, is there something I can answer for you? The statue asked in a pleasant voice. Perhaps you'd interested in this lovely gift I have for you. Wait a second, lovely gift? I'm going to save him. What is this gift? A gift? Only a modest token of my appreciation for you and your comrades. I present you with a personal invitation in the realm of the Looking Glass, if you're interested. Whoa, really? Yes, but we must hurry. Time is of the essence. I look towards the dark, rippling surface of the mirror. Slowly, I reach my hand out towards it. It feels like my hand is being submerged in water, passing straight into the mirror. Suddenly, there's a slight pull. I try to retract my arm, but the harder I pull, the faster I seem to be getting drowning. Master Serge, take your hand out, quickly! Just then, a crack strikes across the mirror. What's going on? Amidst my struggling, I see a crack starts to streak down the mirror glass. Save yourself, Master Serge, please, before I'm forced to conceal you. What's going on here? Actually, Statue is helping us, but she tricked us before. What? It starts pulling with me, despite the increasing force, drawing me in. I'm now up to my shoulder in the scene. On the count of 3, I yell. 1, 2, 3. We tumble backwards, falling into the couch. I look at my arm in a daze. It's fine. Shaking myself off, I return to the mirror, now even more cracked since I last saw it. Lynx plan to seal you all in the mirror, the statue says, sobbing. Each time it speaks, another crumb seems to be running into it. This isn't all. I had created Lord Lynx. I had altered Lord Lynx of your presence, long before you had known of me. Why? Lynx has already taken away everything I have. He refused to allow me to leave Viper Manor, forcing me to be the mansion's eyes and earth, promising he would someday set me free. Hanging her head low, a Venus statue speaks in a quiet, solemn voice. However, it was simply another one of Lord Lynx's schemes. No freedom is worth stealing another for. I would rather destroy myself than become another murderer. As yet another crack appears, a large piece of the mirror breaks off, falling to the ground. No, don't! I yell, grasping the mirror. A huge crack strikes across the entire mirror, preventing me from seeing almost any of the statue. The statue's lips can be seen moving faintly from beyond the now heavily cracked mirror, but no words can be heard. Wonderful. Yet another death. I suddenly bent down and gather up all the shards. Putting them on the desk, I look into the kaleidoscope of reflections. Serge? From behind me I heard his voice. Let's go, mate. As I leave the room, I quietly look over my shoulder, look in the smashed mirror. I stop for a second, hoping to hear a voice, but all I hear is silence. Well, I must say it's typical JRPG. Plot, something bad is happening all the time. Well, typical good JRPG, of course. In a regular one, nothing special happens, you just save the world and that's all. So this plot is good. I must say it's very good. Alright, this room is done. Nothing we can do here. In this room there's no need to go inside. At least for now. Let's keep on walking. Of course there could be another part of plot, but let's go. Let's take the stairs. Terrace, dark corridor. Okay, ballroom. Last time when we saw it there was nothing inside, maybe this time there will be something. Okay, let's enter. Yeah, I must say it's super hard to speak all the time here, reading all the text. But it's my choice. Okay, we are stepping the huge hall. No one's here still. It's the same text here. Yeah, nothing new. Wait, what was that? Okay, one of the faces moved, but it's also the same text as before. Nothing. Nothing yet. Come on, why to repeat all this text? Yeah, let's go back to the terrace. Take stairs, no. Proceeds towards terrace, right? Study. There's nothing to do in the study. We already picked up the book and grabbed the key, so let's go to the terrace. What? Suddenly, blood curtains courage cuts through the darkness. It's another griffon. Okay. We must... Wait a second, we got damage already? I'm knocked clear of my feet, banging my head up against the wall. Serge, you okay? My body ached from head to toe. I struggled to ignore the pain as I hastily get back up. Went down to grab my knife, and I stand back up with my hand. Then I realize the griffin has already cornered me off. It stands no less than a few feet in front of me. Its enraged red eyes glowing like amber. What I'm going to do? I'm going... Ram it! I start sprinting towards the griffin, hoping to bash it with all my weight. It snaps at me as I come in close, wanting nothing less than my head in its beak. Catch only a deer, however, and to break free of that ferocious... Okay, we must attack! Quickly switching my knife... Okay, it was Sound of the Mist, isn't it? I swing at the griffin's neck with all my rage. No, we did it! The griffin reached in pain as blood starts trickling down its neck. Alright, a weak spot. Reaching in pain, the griffin tries to get up. Kid steps over to it with my knife in hand, ready to finish the job. I hastily fix my stance, ready for another attack within moments. Time to break free of that first. Okay, we must select attack. Okay, let's try again, and we did it again. It feels back in pain. The phone starts to slowly move in on me, one step at a time. Then suddenly it stops. With a blank look in its eyes, it stumbles a bit and comes crashing to the ground with a huge thud. Whew. Okay, this was easy. Clearly now, I rest for a minute to tend to my wounds. Amazing, you're not that bad, mate. Okay, the same text, so nothing changed. I wish I had her determination. After I finish applying my bandages, I get up, hoping I'll be okay. I can start to give up now, but boys, these cuts are really starting hard. Yeah, we still see this text, but looks like we somehow a little bit improved. I mean, the last two texts like this, they are definitely something new. I don't know what the maximum stats text will be, but it doesn't matter, the ending is still the same. Uh, Better saved right away here. There's no need to go to the terrace. Let's continue. Clock tower. I believe there will be nothing inside, but let's check it out, just to be sure. Yeah, nothing inside. We rush all towards the sword. The sword was here. Looking down at it, Mitchell starts to speak. This may be what we are looking for. By the looks of it, this sword could be fabled, holy, and lancer, or perhaps a demonic mass summon. Whoa, Mitchell, you know about the mass summon? Did you ever know its owner? Yes. Was he your mate? So he was one of your enemies then? No. No? Well, hey Serge, take this in. Come on, you don't expect a fair maiden like me to carry these bulky things all over the place, do you? Well, fair maiden, swallow my pride and pick it up. Grit my teeth and remind myself it would get me absolutely nowhere to argue with her. So I go to Kit's side and pick up the sword, just as I was told to. Oof. Jeez, it's heavy. Okay, let's get our asses what? To that body torture chamber. I can almost smell the frozen flame from here. I follow Kit out of the room, dragging the heavy sword. From here, the passageway. Okay, the same text. We must go to the right staircase, right? I don't remember what was. Wait a second, what was in this room? Let's open, I don't remember. Ah, treasure. So no need to go here. It was treasure vault. I thought sword will be here, but why it's in this clock tower? I don't know. Okay, let's save here, for sure. Enter. I look up, remembering the deadly ceiling. I'm definitely not going to repeat the mistake of overstaying my welcome here, especially after hearing what Riddle had to say. Somewhere inside this room, there has to be something that will bring that old man back. But what? Just as I thought, Mitchell says, dryly examining the cracks in the floor. Kit and I walk over, kneeling down where he is at. Between the cracks between the floor stones, there's a thick, smelly, butter-like substance that's been jumped into it among the stains of blood. Without warning, the door suddenly slams shut. It started again! Okay, what will we do? Is it this place where we need to use 3 steps to the right, 2 left and 2 right? Maybe not. Wow. Have to use the sword somehow. Oh, sword. It yells, his voice almost inaudible. Sends to the ceiling, Stephen screeching. But how? Try the sword into the ceiling. Try the sword into the floor. Try the sword into... No. Into the floor. With as much power as I can muster, I lift the heavy sword up and plunge it down into a crack in the center of the floor. A huge jolt runs through the room. Bolts of light scatter and in all four directions from the sword, running along the floor, then up the walls. Reaching the ceiling, the deadly contraption groans and then comes to a halt. Alright. Exhausted and relieved, I collapse to the floor. After a minute, I catch my breath and open my eyes. Strange. Now that I take another look at the inscriptions we found earlier, the satin stone just beside it that doesn't seem to have any cement around it. We walk over to it, Kit tugs on it and finds that it's loose. Removing the heavy stone, okay, heavy stone, a dim glistening light can be seen from far within the hall. Kit reaches in and carefully removes the shimmering object. A beautifully decorated gold ring sits in the palm of your hand. It's adorned with a slender set of leaves, like those of a fern, decorated with 5 small rubies around it. The Akashan coat of arms, Mitchell says. He tries the ring on, but strangely enough, it doesn't seem to fit on any of your fingers. Wait a second, it was too small? This ring must mean something to the old man. We could use it to break through his wall, couldn't we? Excitedly asked Mitchell, already knowing the answer. He nods in silence. Yeah, this has to be it. Abandoning the Enlancer, now proudly standing upright like a beacon of light amidst this dismal room, you hurry out of the tortuous chamber, hopefully never to return again. With Kit leading the way, we descend the stairs. At the bottom of the staircase, a quite sturdy looking door. Okay, it's a treasure vault, there's no need to go here, so proceed ahead to the terrace. By the way, in the terrace we can actually talk to each other. We can try to do this, why not? Let's go out and check. Walk quietly out into the terrace, instantly welcomed by cold nighttime breeze. A dreary forest came through his directly ahead. A little chill is sent down my spine as I watch the treetops rust in the holding wind. Okay, let's talk to the Major. You've been injured, haven't you? Try to give your wounds some rest, at least for now. Taking his advice, I lean up against the wall and try to relax. Come on, we don't have time to loaf around. Let's get back to work, I heard Kid say. Let's talk to Kid. Seems we got ourselves into a bit of mess here. Serge, better get our horses in gear. Yeah. To tell you the truth, I can't think of anything better to say, hopelessly lost in your eyes once again. I hope she doesn't notice I can't take my eyes off her. Man, she's so strong. Why can't I be more like her? We should head back inside. The sun will be up soon. Martial arts. Heads. Yeah, really. Come on, mate. Time to go. Alright, head back. So we are going to the left. No need to use the stairs, you must go to the... Oh, wait a second. Not study, not ballroom. Okay, stairs. Sorry. Okay, from here, wait a second. Left. Mm-hmm. Okay, from here, you must go to the catacombs, obviously. And we are going in. So we return to him. Magic walks up to the cell and grabs the iron bars. He positions his feet and starts to pull away at the bars with incredible intensity. After a moment, the bars start to bend like toffee. What is this? I don't know. Mitchell enters first through the newly created opening. It follows, kneeling down before the mumbling old man, putting her hands on the old man's shoulders. He tries to look into his eyes, but he continues to stare at the floor. Frustrated, she starts to shout at him, shaking him vigorously. Come on, old fella, get up! Old man's head shakes back and forth like a ragdoll, but his eyes remain averted. Uh, Ask Mitchell if what she is doing is right, maybe. Do not worry, Mitchell says. This may also prove to be helpful. But is it right to force him out of his ball for our own sake? The fate of the Arcadia dragons has been woven into our own, Magic answers simply. And with that, just as Mitchell says the word Acacia, a glimmer strikes into the old man's eyes. He looks up quickly, apparently waiting for something. Oh man, he's been hearing us talk the entire time. Quick kid, show him the ring. He takes the ring from her pocket and shows it to the man. The ring, he says in a voice so quiet it's barely audible. However, his eyes quickly turn to their murky state. Finally, my allies, you have returned. Because of me, the frozen flame was seized, and I have desecrated the name of Akatsuki dragons. I'm the only one left, but you have returned. Oh, Market, the Ronder. Now that we are once again reunited, let us all head back to Stake Lake. Jeez, listen, mister. The frozen flame. Where is it? Any small hint will help. Come on. Frozen flame? Saltman asked. A warm smile strides across his face. Oh, my dear Miss Riddle, I have not seen you in quite some time. Surely you have not forgotten the secret entranceway. Oh, yeah? You think you could tell me about that again, Grumps? He'd ask, trying to sound as ladylike as possible. In the ballroom, sought candlestick on the left. Kid hugs the old man, ecstatic, and so he resumes his mumbling in the distant, shuddering voice. Please forgive me for your father, I beg you, Riddle. The dragons. It's high time for you to bust on out of here, old man, it says, pointing to the bent iron bars. However, he once again refuses to look up. Come on, you've done all we can do here. He's got to walk through these bars himself. Thanks, old timer. So now it's a ballroom. And it's upstairs, isn't it? Maybe. We can down the stairs! Am I doing it right? I'm not very sure. Kitchen, armory, turn back, I made it. Okay, from here. Turn left towards the atrium. Mm-hmm. Okay, this. Actually, if I want to write my relationship with Kid, we must get some more fights here. I don't know. Okay, take the stairs. From here, you must go to the ballroom. Enter. Is it new text? Anyway, I will read it. A countless number of candles spectacularly illuminates this huge room. An old-fashioned grandfather clock stands on the right, taken away with a morbid stillness. I step into the center of the hall, looking upwards at the old canvas shimmering in the low light. Okay, third one on the left. And maybe it's time to save? I cannot save right now! Don't tell me it will be a fight. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. And by the way, what time is it? Oh, I have enough time. Skid slowly pushes against the candlestick. It starts to move slowly. So maybe I finish this game today and I don't know, maybe tomorrow I'll try to get all the endings that is possible to get. Why not? And on Friday, or maybe Saturday, I will start Chrono Cross to finally finish this trilogy. What's going on? I stammer trying to brace myself. This entire room is slowly sinking into the ground, Major says. The ballroom is sinking? All of it? Suddenly the room starts to fall much faster. Chills run down my spine as I look around, seeing the painting smacking against the walls and the candles dropping to the floor. As I start to get used to the sinking sensation, my heart fills with a violent mixture of ancient expectation and hope. What awaits us on the bottom? The frozen flame. Will it really be down here? Is this our adventures? And what if we actually take it into our hands? Kid, Major, I wonder what they feel right now. As the room continues to sink underground like an elevator to hell, I start to hear Kid speak in a soft, meek voice. Sometimes I do struggle to win, even when I know I already lost, just like that lady said. Why do I do that? Looking all at her, or at least this isn't the Kid I usually see. There, a faint, shy smile can be seen across her face. Suddenly, I feel something so powerful go through me. It feels like a wave of fire surging through my heart. But what we can't lose? It's not up. Oh, why bring us here, Kid? Is it fate? Fate? Life? I don't even know anymore. But with links, nothing's set in stone. But sometimes it feels like there's something inside me, guiding me. No matter what I do, it won't matter because I know it'll be showing me what to do next. Wow, what's I'm saying? Crazy talk, Kid says, smiling faintly. I don't know what to feel hearing this. Kids always put on a strong face no matter what, simply embracing terror when it comes. But right now, I can't help but feel the weight of the situation bearing down on us. If you take these matters with a grain of salt, like it seems to, it's easy to live a day-to-day life, like she does. As I look in her face, that strange expression of hers relieves me. I'm sorry, all this talk, it ain't me, Kit says, scrunching her nose. Instantly returning to her serious gaze, she says, "But thanks, Serge, Major, thanks for coming here. Because of this, maybe down the road I'll have another chance." Huh? Nothing, forget it, it says as she closes her eyes, smiling. As usual, she sends me into a deep thought. While only barely visible, Major stands silently amidst the shadows, effortlessly balanced with closed eyes. As I look around at my companions, I wonder what awaits us. We share calm silence in our hearts as we continue to descend from far below ground. Suddenly, a metallic grinding sound can be heard from all around us. The room comes to a stop, swaying a bit. "Guess it's our stop," Kit says with a hollow laugh. I stand motionless, staring at Kit and Mitchell in the dim, flickering luminescence. Suddenly, the organ comes to life, and I cannot stay still. Looking back towards the monstrous scenes, no one is even near it. Nevertheless, it continues to play its strange, twisted tune, the keys and pedals moving wildly on their own, sounding like a funeral march. Just kidding. But joke it. Alright, let's do it, Kit says, taking a deep breath as she heads for the door. I glance at Majel, nodding my head as we follow her out. The funeral march. Alright, leads, that is. We start down the long, dark path in front of us. I still cannot save. The air down here carries a thick stench of death. Somewhere, further down this passageway, Link's subterranean hideout awaits. He's got a strange look on her face. I can't imagine what must be going through her head right now. Mitchell, on the other hand, I can never read him. But still, we usually talk a little, lightening things up, but right now, nobody's making a sound. I try to offer some conversation, hoping to avoid the increasing tension. Okay, we have choice. So, what's really the frozen flame scene? And why are we after the frozen flame? But what is really a frozen flame? I might know. But I want to listen if it's possible, of course, why we after it. My question is met with nothing but a cold gaze from Kit. There's no response from her. Actually, now that I think about it, I haven't heard Kit talk much about anything in her past ever. But then, just as I think I'm not going to be answered, she starts to speak. I made a promise with my big sis to get the frozen flame and bury it for her. Bury it for her? Where? At her old friend's grave. Wait a second. So Luca was killed? And Sam, her old friend, is also? Who is it? It looks down at her feet, continues. I was still little at the time, so I can't remember much of it. But there was this friend of hers who she'd grown up with. Okay, so it's, wait a second, it's Krona, who died a while back. She said she wanted him to be able to rest with the frozen flame. Wait a second, how Krona died? Well, we can actually think that it's the ending of Chrono Trigger where actually Krona was not revived. And as I remember, I did not play it as this ending on my stream. Marley went to the death peak and heard the voice and went somewhere, maybe in a different world, because actually Chrono Cross is about different world traveling, not time traveling. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know what she meant by that, but after what happened at the temple, I vowed to get my revenge and honor what she wanted. I stayed silent, not knowing what kind of reply to offer. I should have talked more about it before I got you involved in everything, I guess, she says after a while. It's bad search. With nothing but the sound of our footsteps echoing around us, we continue on, deep and deep into the passageway. By the way, I really hate it in some Japanese games and even anime and manga when they do not explain what's going on and why. Like, for example, in Umineka and Higurashi, well, at the very end of manga, they actually explain everything, but games are not like manga. You cannot continue them and explain. It was stopped because it was not. Well, I don't know. Originally, they decided not to continue Krona, so now we are without these games, and we don't know what's actually happened. There's so many questions, and we still have no answer to them. Suddenly, Majel comes to a stop. Do not move. Can I save? I cannot. Hmm? Kit and I look around suspiciously. Around us, bones are scattered in all directions. Many of them have been cut cleanly in half. Looking around more, amidst the dim light, I start to see that the walls have been splattered with blood. Then suddenly, a trace of light catches my eye from behind. There's a bolt of electricity approaching us, sparking like a lit fuse on the ground. Kind of within a few feet of us, the spark splits off into two, from a circle around us. Once the circle is complete, an odd glow starts to shine at our feet. Then, from where the sparks had traced, a light shoots upwards, forming a wall of light all around us. It's a devil circle. We try to move, but we find ourselves caught within the rays of light. With the scalding, noisy winds whirling all around us, all I see is rays of silver light in every direction I look. By the way, you can see that Serge is wearing some clothes, so it's very hard to say who is actually he likes without it, but we know already in Chrono Cross they a little bit changed the design of the characters. Same for Kit, she looks differently from now. Well, as for Magus wasn't Chrono Trigger only. In Chrono Cross he's another control pack from different worlds, so it's definitely not him. What do? I can't see anything in all this light. Major grabs me by the shoulder and returns me to the center of the circle. Thankfully, he seems to be able to see just fine. His mask is probably shielding his eyes from the radiance. There's always a way out of the devil circle. You must find the gaps to walk through. If you say so. Suddenly, Kit's elbow grazes one of the walls. Sparks scatters in all directions. She instantly snaps her arm back, being in pain. Unable to see any gaps whatsoever, I accidentally start to make my way towards the blinding wall of light I still cannot see. Interceptors are okay, Hades. You must take 3 steps to the right, as this right said. And by the way, I believe we can skip the kitchen and not knowing what's going on here. Come on, to the right a little. 3, come on now. Oh, there, come on. From where we stand, a small gap in the wall can be seen all of a sudden. Holding my breath, I leap into it with my arms shielding my face. Alright, You might have thrown. However, I opened my eyes only to see even more of these lunar walls thrilling before us. Unable to see any gaps whatsoever, I hesitantly start to make my way towards the blinding wall of light. Okay, we must use 2 steps to the left, isn't it? This one. We got to go to the left a little. There. Come on now. Okay, from here we stand. Again, a small gap in the wall can be seen all of a sudden. Following my breath, I leap into it with my arms shielding my face. Okay, the same text, but now... Now it must be 2 steps to the right, isn't it? I hope so. By the way, what's the difference between 3 steps to the right and 2 steps to the right? It's actually almost the same. Okay, 2 steps to the right. To the right, slowly. Okay, it must be all. And yeah, we did it. I scurry away from the blood-curdling scene as fast as I can. Looking back, I see it vanish in a puff of smoke, just as quickly as it arrived. The wind instantly dies down as well, and all the dust and grime that was blowing around falls back to the floor in a flash. Everything has returned to quiet stillness. Too quiet. And so, heading down the hallway further and further, eventually, can I save? I still cannot save. Come on. At last. Kid stepped towards the mighty set of doors, letting out a sigh of relief. Beyond this door, the frozen flame. From behind his mask, Major's eyes let loose a cool radiance. Okay, let's go, Kid says eagerly, grasping the handle. What? This cavern sprouts out to great lengths before our eyes. A forgotten world hiding deep below ground. Seriously, why cannot I save right now? And with a scarlet radiance, a single small gem shimmers in the darkness. The frozen flame. Finally, we are here. The jewel shimmers warmly, almost as if it's... What? Taking a few steps into the moist cavern, Mitchell's whispered. Remarkable. Intact ruins of the lost magical kingdom. I don't know, I didn't press the A button, but it's auto-progressed. Just as I started to ask Mitchell what he means, a taunting laugh can be heard from his high above us. So magical kingdom is the age 12,000 BC, isn't it? For Krona trigger. Lynx! He immediately pulls out her knife and hurls it through the air with all her might. As it approached Lynx, he easily sweats it out of the way, almost too quickly for me to see. Always the same, says a savage little girl. Can't you give a gentleman an honest greeting? Buster, Kid interrupts. And what have you here? The notorious Shadow Walker. I wouldn't be trying anything like last time if I were you. Beside me, I see Mitchell come to a stop. Also, Lynx's design was changing from across. Lord Lynx, Viper Menace deadly owner. The very same man who murdered Kid's sister, deceived Riddle's father, and eradicated the Arcasia dragons. Welcome back, Kid. I see you have successfully taken the bait. Not as ever. What? Kid says hesitantly. taking a step back. Link stares down at her with those frighteningly piercing eyes of his. You see, kid, I brought you here because of the rock you carry. Which rock? Surely you remember, the one you received from your sister. All those years ago, a priceless keepsake you carry with you dearly, even now. The Krona trigger. Finally some reference to the old game name. Wait a second, Chrono Trigger was released just 1 year before this one. How do you know about that? Kid's gaze returns to a skull. No matter, you're here for the frozen flame. You're finished, you bastard. Oh yes, toss your detailed trace around. But remember, no matter how many times you think you have won, I have generously demonstrated how gravely you are mistaken. And with that, leans on what shows a beautiful golden saber. Previously, I've overlooking doing away with you, letting you scurry on with your pathetic life, our little life. However, this time, I may not be so generous. He takes another step back, glaring at Lynx as he approaches. Wait a second, how can he approach this? Actually, he's standing on some kind of rock. I don't know. Lynx, you murderer, I'll never forgive you for Luca. This ends here and now. And so, he leaps into the air in a fit of rage, aiming a kick between Lynx's eyes. However, just as she reaches him, he swiftly dodges. He stands there, wondering how she could have missed. Beside her, Lynx laughs, taunting her. Jumping up once again, he lets loose a first kick. Skimming the tip of his nose, her kick cuts through nothing but air. In a better attack, Lynx sends his razor-sharp golden saber through the air, but he's already a lap back. The two face each other only a few feet apart. If only you had been a bit faster, kid, Lynx says, smiling. All of a sudden, a line of red strikes across Kid's face. Kid? Wiping off the blood, Kid angrily rushes Lynx in a flash through the air. Effortlessly dodging, Lynx drives the sword into her back as soon as she lands. It bends back in alarming pain. Somehow staying on her feet, she stumbles back and raises herself to charge again. Stupid little brat. Lynx lands on elbow in the kid's shoulder, knocking her clear down to the ground. I feel her pain from the pit of my stomach as I start to see blood trickling from her lips. What's wrong, little girl? Once again, he tries to lash out at Lynx, but he easily kicks her, sending her back into a pile of rubble. Lynx then looks upward, focusing his concentration on the ceiling. As I look up, I see a number of rocks have come dislodged from the cavern, tumbling down into her. Kid! I call out as I start to rush over to her. However, just as soon as I start to, I see Measures already there. He's striked across the shadows, putting himself between Lynx and Kid. Saying nothing, Lynx shoots a thread of white light out of his fingertips. A thread-like substance entangles Measure, binding his feet together. He hits the ground with a thud. In a dazzling radiance, a countless number of threads fly out from Lynx's fingerprints. They immobilize Measure completely, leaving only his head visible. How does it feel, Shadow Walker? Have you felt my web start to drain your life energy yet? Lynx says, smiling ominously. Kid, Measure, what are you going to do? Okay, we can stand up to Lynx, try to free Measure, or help Kid, and I completely blow opportunity because you must click as soon as possible. I'm idiot. Finishing with Major, leans again towards his intention. Kid, wait a second, if we lose... Last save was like 20 minutes ago. Really, kid, some time ago, we're actually something. But where has all your power all gone now? Okay, if there will be a choice, I must click immediately without thinking. Where has that happy little girl gone? He smiles coldly at Kid, collapsed at his feet. Well, do you feel like handing over the Krona trigger yet? Surely you know by now it doesn't pay to be stubborn with me. Since I'm a gentleman, standing for an innocent girl just won't do. Perhaps your companion, the filthy-looking one, maybe he knows where it is. Will he require my persuasion as well? Wait a second. I don't understand why Lins actually need a Krona trigger. What Krona trigger do? Well, what it does, it just sends you back or forward in time, in some specific time, with time frozen, so you can do something. And why do you need to do something? You want to change something in the past? I don't know. Lin started to walk over towards me, dropping over Kid's head. Kid's dazed voice can be heard faintly. Lins, Lucas treasure, you! Stop. What am I going to do? Go to Kid's side. Kid! She looks over towards me, with blood trickling from her mouth. She only moves a little. Kid, are you alright? She lies there motionless, wincing painfully. Serge. It's okay, Kid. I'm here for you. Kind. However, I think you should be more concerned with your own well-being, young man. Icy chill runs down my spine as I heard the evil voice behind me. I stand up and turn around. So you, wherever you are, opposing me is quite useless, as you obviously have seen. In a flash, Vince grabs me by the neck. By the way, Chrono Cross plot is actually if you change something in the past, it creates another universe, like Back in the Future, for example. He strangles me with his long, disgusting fingers. Then he started to lift me up by my neck, struggling for air, and painfully hung there, unable to tear myself free of his powerful grip. Look it! Look at your pathetic little companion suffering! You can make this all stop if you want! With blood dripping from her lips, Kid opens one of her eyes. Painfully gasping and coughing, she lifts her head up to us. She still wants to get up, but she's hurt far too badly. Search! And over the Chrono Trigger, kids! Little do you know, but that rock is actually teeny, condensed Wait a second! Chrono Trigger is a teeny condensed universe? Interesting. When combined with a frozen flame, it gains the power to bend space-time, allowing its owner to reshape history. This all could have never happened if you merely wish it. And hello here, Starlight. What's going on? You're selling lemonade? I must refuse. I don't like lemonades. What is lemonade actually? It's water, some lemon juice, lime juice, whatsoever, and sugar. I hate sugar. Seriously, I really hate it. So, how about lemonade without sugar? I'll buy some. Why not? Saying this, yes, saying this, it looks towards me expressionless. And what about you, young man? Perhaps you know where the Chrono Trigger is? He asked, tightening his grip. What? LaCroix? Actually, I have a new one. But I'm not going to... By the way, I will show you. With this cable, I can't even put this gamepad only on the floor. 1 second. Especially for you. I bought a new taste, which is actually tangerine, which is the same name as mandarin and whatsoever. And I'm not going to chug it, but at least I will try to taste it. Maybe it will be better than the regular one. Yeah, it's the first time I see it. So let's check it out. After finally I got my constant crown, I will return all the chugs. Obviously. Let's taste it. Wait a second, it has very strong taste. You must find it out, it's much better than anything else. Seriously. And I must say it will be very hard to chug it, because due to this strong taste. Okay. Let me continue. I'm very close to the end of this game. As I remember. I'll keep a look out for it, yeah. Check it out. But maybe on Amazon you can buy any taste you want to. For example, you can buy Moxie, or Moxie, I don't know how it's in English, it's a soft drink that you can buy only in main state. Okay, what is it? Search. What are you going to do, kids? Can you afford to let this little boy die without helping? How will it feel to have his blood on your hands? Link's grasp died there. What? And died there? I find myself starting to lose it. Link's face becomes a blur. Suddenly, Kid's voice snaps me back to attention. I'm sorry, Serge. What should I do? Don't give it to him. Don't give it to him. Don't do it! My consciousness fading. Stop. The stone. Here. Linz looks over to Kid. His eyes light up as his hands loosen around my neck. Abandon me. Linz rushed over to her side. Here it is, Lynx. It reaches into her pocket. Lynx draws closer. Despite being drained of nearly all strength, Kid managed to whip her knife out, fiercely slashing at Lynx. Screaming viciously, Lynx falls back, cradling his mangled face. Blood starts to trickle down from between his fingers. You! Lynx staggers to his feet, keeping his right hand on the wand. I will have such a fun killing you all. With as much power as she can muster, Kid kicks at Lynx, sweeping him off his feet. Spitting blood, Kid coughs a little, but still, a smile managed to come through her agony. Kid, I ran over towards her, still feeling the burning grip on my neck. Lynx turns to Kid, staring at her with his cold, evil gaze. Child, you shall beg for death soon enough. Every flavor of pain shall be yours. Prepare to join Luca. Hearing this, Kid's eyes slowly open and catch sight of Lynx. A red-hot gaze burns in her eyes. Slowly, she rises to her feet. A shimmering light suddenly sputs out of the frozen flame. At the same time, a golden line bursts off the Kid's chest. Swinging around her, the light rises up, spreading outwards in a glistering spiral. What is this? Lynx gasps. His voice calls out from deep within the shore of light. You will not win, Lynx. She trembles, her eyes flowing with red tears. And then, a single voice can be heard. It's a deep, profound voice, the voice of an undeniable honesty and trust. Long ago, in a far-off kingdom, lived a girl. Because of her power, the kingdom had come to an end, crumbling under its own weight. Wait a second, say telling the story of the Krona trigger, isn't it? When it became engulfed in the temporal vortex that was created, never to be heard from again. But not the girl. She lived on, enduring a much sadder fate. Running from her past and fearing her future, she wanted nothing more than to be swallowed up in the surging waves of the vortex of time. Hating what she's done, refusing what she's said of hurt, to simply continue living was her curse. But the stone, it had other plans for her. Turning back the hands of her clock, scattering her memories, she was granted another chance. Since the precious stone was in her possession, she carried with her all its will and power. And so, she was born into this era, returning to reality as a mere infant. I seriously don't understand this plot when you're losing your mind. It's a different person. If you don't remember what's happened to you to the past and can't recall it, I know for sure that in Chrono Cross nobody recalls the memory. It's no use. You're a different person. Anyway, and with that, the fragments of the shattered Chrono Trigger fall to the ground softly. The current before us slowly starts to come apart, bending inward and outwards like a tear in reality until we are completely removed from its existence. A single girl's voice resounds in the darkness. Please, this dark energy, make it stop. Hmm. Hmm. What's going on here? Losing all sense of reality and presence, I become engulfed in this realm, drifting aimlessly through the ages. Then world flows, time dissolves, and people live and die. I can see it all within this mystery ocean. The region of time, every one of life's tranquilities, is here. I can see myself as a baby crying at my mother's side when she gives a warm, proud grin. I can see myself as an old man, softly smiling, knowing that death will come soon. Infinity version of myself extend like ghosts throughout this endless corridor of time. Everywhere I look, I see another life, another era in this unfolding existence. I see countless lives and countless dreams. Wait a second, I see a dinosaur resting in eternity. A kind voice calls out to me. A single song. Kid. Kid. Can you hear my voice? Kid. Answer me, kid. Please. Who? Who's calling my name? Serge? Where is this? Kid, you're here. That song, that beautiful song. It was Luca's favorite. It softly smiles, closing her eyes. I can see she can't help but shed a few tears for these long lost reminiscences. The song is actually something I composed in my early years, back when I was a musician. It seems to be very fond of it. You called out to me, Serge. You called my name. Thank you. You won't leave me, will you? I'm here for you, kid. It all makes so much sense now. I know who I am, Serge. I know what I'm here for. Let's go back now, okay? I'm ready. Oh, what's going on now? Linz has pinned Kid to the ground. Gosh, fight's still on. And now, you see you death. What do I do? I must protect Kid. Linz will have to get through me if he wants to get to Kid. Oh, will I get to put you both out of your misery at once? Linz raised his saber overhead, ready to plunge it into us. I wouldn't do that if I was you. Quickly turning my head, I look in the direction of the voice. You? There, under a large hood, stands the old woman from before. Wait a second, who is this old woman? So where? Wait a second. Where is the name? And it translates in English like face, by the way. Well, it's good to know some European languages. I wonder what was the original Japanese name. But okay. Looks like poor couldn't keep their hands out of this after all, says Lynx flatly. Well, I still don't know who is here. Good to see you again, Master Lynx. Seems you've seen better days. The old lady, she's from poor? The frozen flame. We'll take custody of it now. It seems none of you can decide on who the rightful owner should be. The old lady gives a small signal, and dozens of armed troops rushed out from behind her, securing the cavern. I will not forget this, Wearer, Lynx shouts, floating up into the air. Brimming with hatred, Lynx glance turns to us. And you will see death by my hand. Saying this, Lynx vanished into the thin air. The soldiers untie Magel and starts heading towards us. The old woman gazed down at us from under her hood. I believe you all ought to come with us. Looking up, I notice the armed soldiers have swarmed around us with their weapons ready. Seeing this, Magel instantly waves his hand in the air, calling out some sort of incantation, darkness, and well under my command. Suddenly, all light in the cavern is put out. It's now or never. Quickly, Serge! I grab onto Magel, who's holding Kid. Together, we flee the cavern, vanishing into the darkness. Wait a second, we didn't get the frozen flame, isn't it? So remember, it's part of the main plot in Chrono Cross. Led by Magel, we make our way out of the mansion. Back in the forest, we see the search party's torches hand there, hunting for us. The militant barking can be heard as they continue to get closer and closer to us. We stop behind a tree for a moment or two, catching our breaths. I look down to Kid, who's taken quite a beating. Are you okay? Yeah, mate. Fine. We completely surrounded, says Magel. We must be on our way. Looking around, I suddenly see torches all around us, starting to close in. Kid suddenly lifts her head up. Go, Serge. Save yourself. The troop is only after Magel and me. If they find you alone, they'll let you go. What are you talking about? I can't leave you now. Not like this. Told you, I'll be fine, mate. But... Don't worry. I remember now, Serge. Who I used to be, long ago. She said, starting up staring up into the night sky. Seeing the reflections of 100,000 stars in your eyes, I can't help but be taken in by that lonely, more than a million expression of yours. Kid, don't worry, I'm okay. I'll see you again, she says with a smile. Someday, I know I'll see you again, without a doubt. She softly closed her eyes. Lucas' Chrono Trigger was lost. We couldn't even get our hand on the frozen flame, but it's okay. It's all okay because tonight, in my heart, a shiny new treasure was born, Serge. The single most valuable and stealable treasure in the entire world. Saying this, Kid stares at me, firmly. Wait a second, at me with those eyes of hers. Those bold, straight, honest eyes. Knowing who I am, it's bigger than all this. Bigger than Link's, bigger than the frozen flame, and nothing can take that away, as long as I am alive. So in Radical Dreamers, Kid actually figured out who she was, and obviously it was Shallow. At this moment, listening to her under the staring night sky, I find myself wanting nothing more than to be here with her right now. Staring into her eyes, I only wish time could stop right at this instant. Goodbye, Serge. Thank you. And with that, Kid turns her back to me and disappears into the darkness. Kid! Don't follow me! Please, don't follow me! Unable to control my feelings, I start to rush after her. However, a shadow abruptly blocks my path. It's Major. He slowly shakes his head, a sorrowful look in his eyes. With that, his shadowy figure draws back, dissolving into the darkness. Major? Kid! Well, I see that the game ends where it started. And so, the curtain closes on another tale. However, another time, after the spotlight had faded from Kid, Major and Riddle... And Riddle? By the way, I didn't enter her room. In another place, and another time, a similar band of adventurers had come forth, equally unsuspecting of their own selves, and life went on as they strode out in the great unknown. But that's a story for another day. For now, I shall put down my pen. Another day. I'm not sure if tomorrow, but on Saturday for sure. As I softly closed my grandfather's door, I heard my mother's voice call to me from downstairs. Didn't you hear me? Your friend is here. I turn around, already knowing who it is. My door opens quite energetically and I miss this. Says we find some ruins of an old mansion up in the northern Kitsune forest today. Come on, let's go explore it. I will check the text. Is the recording? By the way, it was said Kitsune. Kitsune, it's a fox in English. That was the first ending. The canon ending. Oh, obviously this game has more than this, but all these endings are just funny, as I remember. One of them was about sunflower. By the way, it's some kind of yokai, Japanese yokai, I mean. I don't know how to say it in English. Not a monster or a demon. You can meet it, something like it, in, for example, Rain Master. It's created by a mangaka who also wrote Fairy Tail, if somebody watched it. it has anime adaptation, but it's very terrible. Wait a second, almost every single anime is bad if you read the original story. You figured out that original is much better. Seriously, book is better than adaptation. No matter how good Naruto or Bleach is, manga is better. And thank you for GG Starlight. I don't know what to do right now. I have still time sometimes, so I can try to reach another ending, because all the other endings, they're very short, it's very easy to get them, but there's no action, will be no action at all, just text and nothing else. Can actually skip the ending. The problem is I must save, or it will be not possible to get anything else here. So let's wait. Well, obviously it's understandable why this game was released only in Japan. It's kinda obvious that Western mind people will never accept it as a game, even free one. Huge amounts of visual novels that were released in Japan had never reached America. Only a few of them, like Gates, and I can't recall anything else. Wait a second, I don't know. Say no Uta, but it's obviously not something you must stream. It has very explicit content, and I believe it will be very forbidden on Twitch. And you can get banned, and maybe some party ban. Some black helicopters can come after you. I don't know, I have no idea. Maybe it's allowed, maybe not. I'm in KGB. And thankfully not. By the way, my mother was working in KGB before I was born. But she switched to some other work. She was not an agent, because actually agents, if you say the word agent, is somebody outsourced. It's somebody who's working outside the organization, but it was hired. But no, she was employee. And by the way, can I continue right now? Yes, I can. We must start the game, we must save. In this case, all the enemies will be unlocked. And we can watch some others here. So there's 7 endings. I wonder, should I spend next stream, for example tomorrow, to get all the left endings? Because I believe it will be very short. Well, it cannot take more than 3 hours, for sure. So maybe it will be a good idea. I don't know. Anyway, I must save. And to save, I must start the game. Again. Just hit start, maybe. I don't know, seriously. Maybe it's not possible to do on the game console, but only on emulator. Okay, let's hit the start button. Let's check if I select the empty file. Nothing will happen, so let me hit start. The difference will start from the very beginning. At the very first screen, I believe. Okay, the text is the same. What will be the difference? Some very first choice, maybe. Okay, as I start the adventure. Wait a second, I don't remember this. However, while walking behind Kid, I can't help but notice her ponytail endlessly swishing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Wait a second, I don't remember this text, it's something new already. I'm starting to get sleepy. Yes! Immediately, at the very beginning, you can select some different ending, but... Lucas, he was hypnotized by her ponytail. Can I save right now? Yes, I can. Let's see how to get some different ending. Because it's obviously will be something funny. And I don't want to miss and go back to the... Uh, there's different choices. To sleep or to wake up. Let me see the ending guide. Where is it? Where is it? Uh, Come on. Found it. Okay, let's select this one. In it saying that we should not fall asleep. We should not fall asleep. So I can't fall asleep. Not now. You next. We must check out the woods. Maybe. So check out the woods. Let's do this. Let's try. I will suck you into my dream tomorrow. Oh no. You will be a nightmare or something good. It's too dangerous to fall asleep now. I keep telling myself over and over. Kid had a name for this sort of things, but I can't seem to remember it at the moment. Nightmare, of course. Man, that was close. Shaking my head, I try to stay alert. Still, all this is really something. Walking through a forest like this on a night like tonight reminds me so much of the first time I bumped into her. It's been something like 3 years since Kit and I met. Okay, this text right now is the same as we saw. I wonder, can I get this ending that I choose right now, right away? Or should I fall asleep actually? It says that we must check out the wood. I don't know. If not, I will simply load right away. Come on, skip all of this. Okay, here's Magus. Skipping all of this. Oh, where's another choice? Come on. Okay, there's something. Wait a second. You might be wondering, how did I end up where I am now? Well, there's a lot of reasons, I suppose. I guess you could say that life doesn't always go how you plan. It's like an old saying, April showers bring May flowers. Well, once you fall off the horse, it's hard to get back on. Wait a second, what are those choices? Okay, April showers bring May flowers. Wait a second, I don't remember these choices. For example, lately, it's been pouring down hard. But someday, the sun's bound to start shining on me. It comes someday, I'm sure of it. Yeah, likewise, for now I'm just small-time thief, Kid odds. But someday, I'm gonna strike it rich, and then watch out! Hey, what's that bright flash over here? Kid suddenly asked, pointing towards a ticket in front of us. I don't see anything. I look around closely, but all I see is a bunch of trees and rocks extending on into the darkness. It was a bright flash. It was right over there, tell you. So now we can go and check it out. I walk over beside Kit, trying to see whatever it was she saw. Measure our purchase as well. A moment later. Yeah, already very deep into Lord Link's territory, he says. It's dangerous to start blindly wandering around. You are aware of that fact, are you not? However, he doesn't budge an inch, keeping her eyes on the bush. Do you feel something here? Majel asked, changing his expression a moment later. Kit's eyes meet Magel's for a moment, but before long she returns her focus to the forest. So be it, he finally says. If you intend to stray from the path, this may prove to be worth something in its own regard. But before Magel even finishes speaking, Kit bolts, disappearing into the trees. Hey, wait up! Be careful, Serge! False things lie down this path. Nodding, I cautiously start to make my way through the trees. Okay, looks like it will be something. I don't know what it will be. Well, let's see. Much to my surprise, we are able to find it right away. It turns out to be a beautiful beetle, colored solid gold, perched on a high tree limb. The golden beetle! It cries out, climbing up the large tree. The beetle certainly glitters like real gold. It seems quite caught up in the side. No, look, caught up in the side, or the caught up in the grid, I should say. Man, she's fast. She's already climbed up about 5 or 6 times my height, heavily baited with hopes of gold. Aha! Kid catches it, but almost instantly the beetle shakes free, buzzing out of her hand. Wait, she yells, reaching out her hand farther and farther, hoping to catch the golden insect, but suddenly she loses balance and falls. Let's try to catch her. Hold on! I yell, flipped forward. But then she begins to curl herself into a small ball, spinning around in mid-air like a cannonball. This is bad. She'll knock the both of us out if I have to catch her like that. Seeing this, I jump out of the way, fearing for my life. However, Kit opens her heels up mere feet from the ground, gracefully landing as nimble as a cat. She doesn't seem hurt in the least. If I hadn't run, she probably would have landed flat on my face. Kit, wait, my beetle! She yells, continues to chase after it without even acknowledging us. Okay. Relentlessly chasing the beetle, she plunged deeper and deeper into the forest. We follow after, desperately trying to keep her inside. For all I know, it could be the golden beetle or just another common insect. However, we are so deep in the forest now, I can't see anything but an endless assortment of dark trees and jagged rocks, stretching out in every direction. I doubt Kit herself can even see the beetle at this point. How could she still be tracking it? As soon as I start to ask myself, I release what she told me. Intuition. Suddenly, Kit stops in a clearing. Okay, have a choice. Did you find it, or Kit, we really should be getting back? We shouldn't get back because we continue the game, man. We need a new ending. Did you find it? Nah, I found something gold-butted and the golden beetle. I look over Kit's shoulder. There, in a small spot of light, stands a tall, golden plant. My first impression is that it's a sunflower, but those don't unusually blow at night, do they? Okay, looks like it's our nightmare. You have a choice. What is this thing? Or what's so special about it? Haven't you ever seen a sunflower before, Kit? I think it will be rude. Let's select the first one. What is this thing? Jeez. As thick as ever. There's something special about this thing. Can't you feel it? I close my eyes, trying to get one of this feeling she's always talking about. Okay, we can take a deep freeze, or we can concentrate. Let's concentrate. I close my eyes, trying to concentrate. So, Do you feel anything? Well, I feel a little tired. Not that kind of feeling, you dummy, she says angrily, stabbing me upside the head. I have to admit, I haven't had much experience being intuitive, especially by being beaten up. I try to wonder what she can possibly be. Feeling all the way out here in the middle of nowhere. I walk around the enormous plant, taking another look at it, but then, suddenly... What the... Seriously, a face suddenly emerged in the center of the flower. It's a ghastly sight, complete with drunken, grossy eyes, purple eyelash, thick, pink lips, and a long bad nose, a cross-dressing sunflower. Now I've seen it all. Okay, we have a question. What is this, kid? Or what is this, Major? Take another good look at it. And let's ask Major. Apparently unfazed by the strange sight, Major calmly starts to rack his brain. Oh, what was this sort of thing called? He says as he strokes his chin, going into a sort of quiet trance. I sure hope he remembers soon. That's Major for you. So, he's got a head full of knowledge, wiser than most I've ever met. However, it takes him a good bit of time to remember certain things, and until he remembers, he remains completely useless. He's led us into danger a few times because of that. Bonjour, mademoiselle. Wait, I can talk to you? Madam what? He asks, smirking. Oh, ma chère, I was just sneaking a peek at your petite breast. What? I hope that you are not angry. What? Get your eyes out of me. Oh, my sweet mademoiselle, how young and pretty you are. The sunflower answered back playfully. You perverted freak of nature. What's you saying around me? Kit says as she lashes her dagger, dangling down at her side. Kit squaring off with a sunflower, now seen it all. Oh, my darling, perhaps you and I concern somewhere a bit more private? Suddenly, Kit whips out her dagger, slashing clean through the sunflower stalk. Its blaring screech is accelerated to her as 100 hands simultaneously scratching down a childbird. I feel faint. My knees are going to buckle if I heard any more of that different screech. But then, suddenly, oh, you must not be so violent, my sweet-chested filly. That tickles. Somehow, another sunflower has instantly sprouted and replaced the one that was cut down, perfectly identical to its predecessor. Bastard, Kit shouts, slashing her dagger through the air once again. More and more of that awful screech fills the air, but then, a moment later, no, I'm not yet married, but if you insist. Wonderful. Kit continues hacking away, turning down every new sunflower that pops up. However, for every one she mows down, 2 or 3 instantly sprout up in its place. All this screeching, I can't take it any longer. Stop, Kit, please! Okay, we can try to stop her or get Major to do something. Tough choice. Let's select the Major. Ah, it's a Major choice. Let's select him. This is kind of pathetic, but rationalizing with Kid is useless. All I can think of is to ask Major for help. I look over at him and ask, Major, what will you do? But he just stands there, with his finger on his chin, staring down the ground, as still as a statue. Shaking him, I shout, Hey, Major! but it's useless. Beneath his mask, those eyes of his sport a blank, for gaze suddenly starting off into nothingness. I can't believe it! He must be still trying to remember what this thing is called! I have to do something here. I can't just sit here and let this happen. Oh, monsieur, why must you shake your puny little sword at me? We do not need such love games. With the sweet feelings we have for each other, there is no use for la violence. Nescan compares. Wait a second. He's actually saying there in my own accent. There. I always pronounce there, this, there with that, like him. I can't believe this. His face turns redder and redder as she buries herself farther into the sunflower patch. Oh, I remember now, Mitchell says, finally snapping out of it. This is what is known as Mandora Monster. Please do not make the mistake of trying to cut it down. Mitchell, I pointed to the honest crop of sunflowers. My kid has now resorted to gripping one of the sunflowers stalks and shaking it with both hands. However, the sunflower does nothing but laugh down at him. Too late. Too late. Suddenly, all around us, the ground starts to tremble and quake. The earth loosens as the ground gives way, creating a sort of quicksand beneath our feet. I leap back instantly, but the released kid still in the thick of it, ignoring everything except the sunflowers. Kid, I yell, but it's too late. She's caught up in the entanglement of stalks. The moment she slips and falls on the unstable ground, getting swallowed up into the newly formed pit beneath her. I try to go after her, but just as I approach the patch, a great number of plants and vines quickly shot up around it, blocking me. Then suddenly, a mass of vines leap out at me, trying to warp themselves around my arms and legs. However, I feel a set of strong arms take hold of me and jerk me back almost immediately. Thanks, Major. There's no time to lose, run! But kid, I know! Running up into a nearby hill, I stop for a moment and look back. The whole mess is nothing but a billowing cloud of dust now. All I can make out a multitude of vines waving crazy in the air. I can neither see nor hear kid. Okay, choice. Head back in and try to rescue her, or call out to her from here. Uh, hmm. Let's go out from here. I really don't know. Kid! Kid! I call at again to no avail. I want to rush in there and help you, but... It's very dark picture. I see some sunflower in the moon. After a minute or two, the dust starts to settle. Hey, what's that? A large silhouette is starting to appear from out of the dust cloud. It's a lot bigger than what was there before. As the figure is gradually exposed to the moonlight, I start to see a more defined shape. Wait a sec, look at this. Kid! I must say this picture is very interesting. First of all, this sunflower looks like a man with hands, and this is kid inside the flower? What? This thing, whatever it is easily 7 or 8 times my height. Its body seems to resemble a gorilla's. Its exposed muscles are wrapped in air, and its digits remind me of pointed shellfish. Golden sunflower petals are lined up the back of its neck. However, instead of a head, it's here. Kids start naked. Wait a second. stark, naked upper body has been fused into the top of the monster. Well, she's obviously not naked here in the picture, but anyway. Other than two small sunflowers, I see, covering her chest, she's wearing nothing at all. Serge, listen to me. The Mandora monster has fused with Kid. We must save her quickly, otherwise she'll be lost forever, consumed by her own hate. Serge, quite quiet and pay attention. What? She's going to die? Frantically try to think of what to do. It's hard so. I can't seem to take my eyes off those two sunflowers. Take another look at it, or ask how do we save her? Can I save right away? I surely can. Let's take another look at it. His expressionless face listlessly back and forth as the monster established its footing. Those usually furry eyes of hers now appeared desperate and hollow. Your skin is a dark grassy green, like that of an Amazon goddess. Hold on, there is a way. The monster has managed to intertwine itself with Kid because of your strong sentiments of anger. Unless we separate Kid from her anger, we'll be unable to save her. How do we do that? With love. Love? Yes, it's the only way. I shall go and make preparations. In the meantime, protect Kid's body and show her love. Also, you must prevent her from using any magic. In her current state, the more she casts spells, the more she'll be lost to the beast. What? Kid can't use magic. She can now. How can this be happening? Serge, show her your love, Major says, leaving me with those words as he sinks into a nearby shadow. Wait, Major! Major! Can't believe this. Alone and afraid, I look up at the huge atrocity as I shudder in the chilly nighttime breeze. Love. I couldn't think of a more awkward place to think about love. The sound of the word makes me cringe as it dances through my mind. While lost in thought, I suddenly hear a soft muttering from far above. You say they're small. What? I did not. They're not small. I tell you. Others are big, too big. Stop making fun of me. She's definitely angry. So what can I do? I'll kill you! I'll kill you all! He cries out madly, her eyes filled with flames of rage. Suddenly, her gaze shifts towards me. The monster instantly lashed out of a giant stone hammer and I must do something very quick. I can't parry it. Do something that size. I know that during a fight we cannot read the whole text. You can check it out. Oh, when I check the record of the stream and pause it, there's no other way. I leap to the side of the very last second. The giant hammer comes crashing down, kicking up heaps of dirt and sand with ground, shaking thud. Just then, I start to hear a low voice call out from the beyond the nearby hill. What's going on over there? Oh no. Goblins! Look, it's a Mandora! What's got it all acting up? Listening to the goblins, the monster begins to moan. Its cheeks puff up and then suddenly... Suddenly? She gives a mage. Oh no. Looks like we are failing this. It sends a giant fireball dragging out of your mouth, crashing into the goblins. It instantly reduced them to ashes. Damn it, magic! I said to myself as matches warning flashes around my head. Finished with the goblins, the monsters suddenly remember me and shout I love you! I can't help but feel embarrassed. Question my love to a hungry monster who's ready to kill me. There's a shout I love you! Up into the night sky, hoping she'll hear me. Suddenly the monster starts to draw closer and closer to me. Say, dude, she came back to reality? No, it really doesn't look like it. Help! I run and hide, launching into the deep, dark labyrinth of the wilderness. However, behind me I can hear the thunderous sounds of trees being crushed and boulders being broken. I continue to run as a gigantic monster chases after me. I've been running for at least 5 straight minutes now, dodging trees and jumping logs. I'm starting to lose my breath. Just as being seen, I can't run anymore. The end of the forest comes into view. However, as I come to the clearing, what is this? Lined up before me is a troop of fearless-looking goblins. They carry a huge cannon with them, is at 20 feet tall. I try not to think of how easily I'd be obliterated if I ever accidentally stood in its path. I was forced to stand in its path for this matter. There! Lock on target! Shouts the goblin. Oh great. Try to tell them what's happening. Run away. Try to tell them what's happening. I collapse at the goblin's feet, out of breath. The goblin's leader, decked in a full suit of iron armor, sporting a lynx insignia, comes over towards me. It glares at me with piercing, intimidated eyes as I thought it's ready to beep out its mace if I do so much as breath the wrong way. I really don't know about this, turning to goblins for help, but I've got no other choice. Please, help me save my friend! The goblin guard stares at me blankly, continue gasping for air between sentences. You were chasing after this beetle, but then a sunflower suddenly appeared and captured my friend and started to chase me through the forest. Please, you have to help us! She's the most important thing in the world to me. The goblin's eyes relax. Is it right? Your friend was captured? I understand. We'll help you. Don't worry. Thank you. Boy, I'm sure glad I didn't judge this book by its cover. However, just as I say this, and how much would this lovely beetle of kids sell for? That voice! Suddenly the goblin shouts out, what? Your friend is that crooked thief kid? A wave of shock goes through me, just when things were starting to seem okay for once. I try to see behind the goblins, searching for that strangely familiar voice, the one that sounded just like the sunflowers. However, all I can make out is some sort of strange psychedelic light emanating from behind the troop. The light seems to be coming from a figure, however, or whatever it is. As he makes his way through the crowd, I finally get a good look at him. His hairstyle reminds me of a tall green chimney, and his red and green pin-stripped costume is like that of a harlequin. And over the top, a long purple cape drags behind him as he approaches me. Are you the sunflower? I ask confused. Sunflower? Who is sunflower? It cries out. I can't help it. This person. No, this thing. His face looks exactly like these sunflowers. Cut off guard by the side, 2 goblins, guards, flank me by surprise, blasting me to the ground. Oh, monsieur, you are Mademoiselle Skid's friend, no? I do not believe you have met. Bonjour, Monsieur Poulon. There is a world I'm known as the Green Terror. Terror? Anyway, perhaps you have heard of my known. Screw you, pervert, who glared at. Let's select first. Pervert? Why? No, monsieur, you simply do not understand my elegant nature. No matter, soon the terror shall be planted in your heart, for his death is at hand. As a gentleman, I shall grant you the privilege of seeing this happen before your very eyes. Okay, the choice no you can't, or isn't there anything else you can do? Let's select the second one. I plead from the bottom of my heart, begging to let you go. Oh, it's very beautiful that you feel this way about her, but alas, I'm under employment and I must deal with intruders. I'm sorry, but I cannot grant your wish. One says with a cheerful gesture of consolidation. Captain! There it is! Goblin shout strikes into my heart like a death sentence. To the cannon, sir! The guard says to Apollon. Stop, please! I hopelessly trying to break free of the guards. Restrained, however, they only tighten their grip on my arms, and tears begin to stream down my cheeks as the pain shoots in. Monsieur, refuse this. Are there any final words you would like more to say to these friends of yours? Farewell, Scoundrel Kid. And good night, Starlight. See you next time. Sweet dreams. Not nightmares, sorry. Adieu, petite Chester mademoiselle. Please, I beg you stop. Wait a second. We cannot select the boss. First and second choices. Oh, let's try to beg for stop. Oh, you really have true feelings for this filler. Poland says softly, taking out a handkerchief to wipe his tears. I am most moved, he continues. Perhaps when I finish here, I shall say for you, adieu, monsieur. Wait for me in hell, my sweet. With a bittersweet smile on his face, Poland skips towards the pedestal. No! Stop! My grievous cries resound unanswered, echoing through the starry night sky. I can see some of the goblins have felt my side of the story, but Poland remains unfazed. Well then, let us begin. He shouts, grasping the crystal ball with both hands. Fireball! Adieu, monsieur. Wait for me in hell, my sweet. The barrel of the magical cannon flashes as a tremendous fireball is let loose. I didn't expect that actually other engines will be so long, so I think I will open all of them, but on the next stream. It shoots directly towards the monster, crashing into its torso with the impact of 2-ton battering ram. Explosive flames engulf the area, blowing me back with a gust of hot air. Kid! Oi, oi! Finally we are rid of that horrible little mademoiselle. In the past such terrible experiences have stemmed from her none, but now we shall worry about her no more. Kid, I fell onto the ground, devastated, but even more so is the dreadful feeling of regret I'm filled with. However, suddenly, the goblin guards simultaneously called out in surprise, Captain, look! A giant figure of some kind seems to be emerging from the blazing explosion. Wonderful. As the smoke subsides, there stands a monster, completely unharmed. Just as I thought, that pompous freak is no match for Kid. I brace a sign of relief, but then I realize I'm no farther away from doom than before. What? She leaves? How can this be? Helen screams undernosely, running toward me. The relaxed smile from earlier has now been replaced with nervous sweat. What kind of twist magic is this? Frustratedly asks me. Okay, there's no way I'll ever tell you, or it's impossible Proros. What? Second word is Proros. There's no way I'll ever tell you. I answer spitefully, trying to imitate his crazy smile. Helen turns bright red. What? Spit it out, you little swine! Which is actually big. He demands, furiously shaking me by my shirt. But then, all of a sudden... Oh, what's going on here? Like a howling wolf, Kid's voice echoes out throughout the grassy plain. A chill runs down my spine. Could it really be her, trying to break free from the monster? As I stare up at her, silence and fear take hold. She's waving her hand around in the air, saying something in a slow, deep voice. It's her? The dead who lurk in the dark. Quietly and solemnly, Kid's voice begins to echo out. That's her voice, alright, but it doesn't sound like her at all. That monster still got a hold of her. Must be using her to summon another spell. As she continues to chant, a blue aura starts to form in front of her, shimmering with deadly beauty. How can she do that? Poland shrieks, not turning blue with fright. No one can stand up against my cannon. Adieu! He shouts before quickly fleeing. The goblin chiefs follow soon after. All troops, fall back! Retreat to the manor! On the double! Following the goblin chief's orders, the soldiers abandon the cannon and flee to Viper Manor. I'm felt alone with this gigantic monstrosity, listening to it starting to summon who knows what. What am I supposed to do? Run away or call for help? Let's call for help. My cries ring out in the sky as I gulp down desperate grasps of air. However, the only response I hear is Kids. Hatred and jealousy in my hands. Gather into 1,000 dark prayers. Just as I think I'm about to lose it, a voice echoes out from behind me. There you are! Alarmed, I whip around instantly. Majel! Relieved, I try to catch my breath. Uh-oh. He's changed. A strange sort of glittering silver rope drips down from his shoulder, and a bright ring shines across his entire back. Majel, what are we going to do? Oh, you made me wait here all the time just so you could change into that thing. Wait a second, is this silver rope and everything? It's like in the next game, Krona Cross. Majel, what are we going to do? I want to ask him about his new clothes and everything, but now isn't the time. Instead, I tell him about what happened. The chain of events relentlessly overflowing from my heart. I tried to do what you told me to do, but... Yes, however, for now, we should leave this area. It's not safe here. Scooping me up under his arms, Mitchell briefly recites a spell and soars high into the air. From high above, I look down, open and the ominous landscape, and Kid continued to recite her strange incantation. It's very long-handed, seriously. So all this ending like the whole game. together. The fallen angel, Archmist. Answer my prayer and grant me the power. So, yes, I can barely make it all out from up there, but from what I can tell, a faint pale light is starting to drift all around the monster, causing the ball of light in Kit's hands to grow stronger and stronger. I wish I could do something, but I don't know what to do. Death to all living things. Destruction to all creation. Devour all light. Phantom, break. What was it? With the sound of 1,000 tortured voices of madness crying out in unison, his surging ball of light begins to grow larger and larger, eating away at everything around her. The pale shimmering light slowly stretched outwards, swallowing up everything in its path, melting Wyvern manner like fire on ice. It indiscriminately evaporates the huge mansion, along with everything else in its wake. Wonderful. Stretching out more and more, the gigantic void eats away at everything before disappearing into the ground. Unbelievable. If Mitchell hadn't been here just now, oh man, just thinking about it gives me chills. Giant fissure has been created, where Viper Manor once stood, continuing down into the ground farther than I can see. And there, on the brink of this newly formed ruin, stands Kit. She seems to be holding out, Mitchell says. She's wrestling with the monster for control, but she's almost at her limits. And barely hold back the impatience in my heart, looking down upon all this. What's going on to happen to her? Don't let her die! Quiet, child. Mitchell's unexpected outburst snaps me out of my nerves. Calm down, Serge. He's right, I need to keep my cool. I don't think he needed to go about it like that, so... Allow me to cast a levitation spell on you, he says, before muttering some arcane words. Shortly after, he gently releases me. Whoa, I'm floating! To fly, simply think about the directions you wish to travel. Nodding, I carefully throw it out. He's right! It's amazing! A third hand there, flying circles around him with ease. Now, please let me see your knife. I take it out and hand it to him. Mitchell takes out a white shell from inside his robe and again mumbles some strange sounding words. Suddenly, his jaw attached itself to the hilt of my knife as though it were magnetized. He hands the knife back to me, saying, I mentioned this to you before, but let me emphasize it again. Kit is bound to the monster's body because of her engine. As long as that bond exists, we'll be unable to save her. To break it, I told you to show her your love. But I don't understand how to do that, I yell, pressing him for an answer. A kiss. I have to kiss that thing? Yes. It's the most effective way. But its arms are as wide as my waist! Why didn't you tell me this before? I yelled, hitting him upside the head in a fit of rage. And with that, accidentally knock Mitchell's golden mask off! Standing and falling down through the night sky to the ground. What's going on here? Cop, did I just do that? This is the first time I've ever seen his true face. Even for a guy like me. I'm taken aback by his look. His hair sways in the moonlight, and his piercing blue eyes soar at the environment below. His beauty is different than a woman's. There's some sort of a fierce, intrepid quality about him. He's truly a beautiful person. Mitchell's hand suddenly comes across my face, eagerly returning the blow. Serge, listen to me. I'm okay now, I swear I wasn't Gogan. If Kids uses one more spell, you'll not be able to save her. Be sure to kiss her before that happens. However, if you're unable to do this before she finishes concentrating her magical power, you must thrust your knife into her heart. The gel embedded in your knife holds the power to steal souls. Doing so will be dangerous, but it will be our last resort. I believe there will be different ending, and I don't want to get the bad one, so I saved here. Listen to Major's words. The possibilities run through my head. 2 choices. Even so, I can fly. It's going to be incredibly hard to get close enough to the things to kiss her. Alright. But the alternative, I don't even want to think about it. I'm going to start preparations for the exorcism. I will not be able to come to your aid during this time. Oh man, he's got to go away again? Could this get any more hopeless? Taking deep breaths, I try to convince myself I should be facing it on my own anyways. Okay, I can do this, oh got it, I'll do my best. Okay, let's select the second one. Yes, Serge. Your determination is at the very core of this matter, he says, with his deep blue eyes fixed solely on me. Strange, behind that seemingly impenetrable gaze of his, I swear I see a hint of compassion somewhere within him. Well then, let's go. Protect the girl and love with all your might and all your heart. As magical words resound in my heart, an uproar of might rushes into my spirit. I'm going to save her, even if it kills me. The will to save the one and only kid pulses through my body. I flash Magil a huge smile and begin my descent. For kid. Soaring down through the air, I spot Kit at the edge of the chasm. She's aware of me as well. The monster rises to its feet. She stares up at me with an infuriated look on her face. She's changed. Countless red veins have stretched across her body, instead with anger. The monster's right hand arcs upwards in a flash, trying desperately to grab me. I dodge at the very last second, as if behind its arm, coming within a dangerous close range. Okay, we can try to cover her mouth up or unseize my knife. Okay, obviously the first one. Come on, time is right. I reach out my right hand and carefully cover up her mouth, hoping to prevent her from completing the spell. We can try to talk her, or obviously kiss her. Moving up towards Kit's chin, I try to give her a kiss. However, she has other plans. She thrusts her right hand upwards, cloaking my jaw from underneath. Okay, we can raise up my hands, hoping to shield myself from any more loss. Or pull back for now. Let's take the first. I desperately tried to drive away her hands, but she managed to poke me in the eye. Ouch! Tears roll down my cheeks as an intense pain shoots into my right eye. Could this get any worse? Wait a second, we can die here. Suddenly, tremendous pressure assaults my torso. Looking around, I release the monster caught me in its huge hand. It brings me up towards it. With your morbid stare fixed solely on me. Your lips turn into a glutton smile before changing into a purring, hateful laugh. She reaches out and reaches her right hand on my forehead. And then, a stream of red starts to pour from her mouth. Oh no, she started another spell. Kid, no, listen to me. Don't cast the spell. Or try to break free. Let's try to break free. Twisting and turning with all my strength, I struggle to escape from my bounds. However, the monster's grip isn't loosening it one bit. However, her expressions remains unchanged as her unblinking eyes dance around erratically. Suddenly, a trace of light begins to form in the palm of her hand. Red stripes begin to rise up along her body. Kid! Then suddenly, a ring of light comes flying at us from overhead, cutting into the monster's arms like a hot knife through butter. I fall to the ground with the monster's arm instantly released from its excruciating grip. Search now! Magic sounds from high above. Dart towards and try to kiss her again. Hearing Mitchell's odor, I call for it. Reaching my hand out towards her ever beautiful face, I hesitantly moved in towards her lips. Did we do this? Please God, save her. Kid, come back, or I can do it without you, kid. I can do it without you, kid. The words echo out in my head. Well done, Serge. Hold you tightly to you and leave the rest to me. Hearing that voice, I slowly open my eyes. All I see before me is Kit's face, hollow and listless. I'm so scared. I hug her tighter than I ever hugged her before, quietly sobbing as I kiss her again and again. Looking up, I see Major floating above a sea of clouds, hanging there in mid-air with his arms folded. His dazzling figure glitters like gold. Suddenly, the clouds beneath him open up as he darts downward, aiming directly for us. Oh, what's going on? The moon comes forth, its goddess speaks. I'm summoned by the will to vanquish evil. Goddess of the moon, let me your power. Scourge the insolent evil from this world. Can't even see what is this picture. Can I stop it? Now! The golden ring, printed on Major's cape, shines brighter and brighter as he whoops down to us. I must pay attention to Major's if we actually find the Major in Krona Cross. That was escape. Okay, I see it now. And what is this? One-chant reinforced kick? What? Centered on Kid, the collision creates a huge explosion, spreading all the monster's entire body. My fist and instinct is to back away, but I remain by her, hugging her body tighter than ever. Somehow, the explosive flames don't seem to harm me. Soon after, the flames begin to subside, slowly open my eyes only to see the spell on Kid has been broken. She's been separated from the monster. I hold her body tightly to me as I fly away with her, far out of the reach of the incapacitated monster. Looking back, the monster begins to pulsate with a white light, causing the Bazurite monster's body to shake and tremble. Shimmering sparks dance around its body, tickling the beast faster and faster, until the entire stand is a glistering ball of light. Soaring farther and farther away from the calamity, I look back again only to see the monster implode into a single point of light, having left no trace of the disaster that took place before. A small point of light briefly zips around like a firefly, disappearing into the night sky in a flash. Hmm? Looking down, I can't help but grin as I see the familiar sight of Kit's face. The green in her skin is rapidly fading, returning to the normal color it once was. Wait a second, is she still naked? Kit, it's going to be okay. There's no need to worry. Once her spirit settles, she will awaken. Here, put this on her. It wouldn't be too good if she was wake up like that, okay? Majel says, holding out his silver cape. Yeah, if she wakes up like this, it'll be a slaps and verses for everyone. I take the cape and quickly wrap it around her limp body. She's coming to. My heart races. I look at her face, seeing her eyelids start to tremble. Good morning, kid, I said, still a bit nervous. Serge, Majel. She groggily moves her eyes around left and right, and then, after this brief, subdued moment, you too. Damn it, you saw me naked, didn't ya? Shocked, I look up at Majel, but he's nowhere to be seen. How could he leave me alone with her at a time like this? Why can't I be the one with the power of the shadows? It stares at me with those ever fairer eyes of yours. Hey, you kissed me too. Could she remember any of that? Damn it, Majel! Okay, we can answer yes, I kiss you. What? You must have dreaming or something. And let's select the first one. Letting out a deep breath, I answer truthfully. But before I can finish, yeah, just like I saw, trying to sneak in a quick peck when I am knocked out, she yells, rising to her feet, slapping me again and again. And I've never been kissed before. The nerve, you bastards! Suddenly she stops and looks at me. It's over. Hey no, this ain't over! She lands a solid punch square on my jaw as his shotgun continues to tear through my armstrong. Amidst all the commotion, the silver cape she was wearing accidentally slips off. Momentary thrown off guard, she quickly bends down to cover herself back up. Wait, what's that on on the ground? It seems to notice it, as well completely forgotten about me. She bends down, picking it up. It's some sort of large black and white striped object. Holding it up, I'll try to see what it is from a safe distance. It looks like it's some sort of seed. Yeah, it's a sunflower seed. It's so big, bigger than a fist. However, it only seems to add more fuel to her fire. She stomps on it, and stomps, and stomps, and stops, and stops, and stops. Then she picks it up and hurls it upwards with all her might. Kid shouts, Majel suddenly behind her. Kid, no! He roars. But it's useless. She's locked into another one of her tantrums. Fireball! What's going on here? It's gotten him completely. She sends a huge fireball striking upwards to the seed. That's why she can use magic and, you know, and Chrono Cross. That sunflower seed. It's worth what? 1 billion gold? Marshall shouts just as the seed explodes. Oh, I see. It suddenly looks over at Majel, but it's too late. The look on her face is one I don't think I've ever seen before. Having just released that what she's done, her anger fades into tremendous feeling of regret. She slumps over, silently staring into her hands. I can't believe a single seed could fetch such a price. It was a pretty big seed, though. Be calm, kid, Mitchell says. As you see now, you had the power to use magic in you all along. The sunflower merely brought it out of you. However, as you see, magic is a very temporary thing. In time, you may learn to control it. Hey, come on, kid. You didn't come away from this empty-handed. You've learned how to use magic. It's nothing to be down about. Trying to make the best of things. Majel softly puts a hand on her shoulder. However, she quickly turns away from us without saying a word. Her eyes are overflowing with tears. Looks like it might be a while before things get back to normal. I didn't expect that it will be so long. I'm out of my graphic. Seriously. And here obviously is the end. And so the curtain closes on another tale. However, another time, after the spotlight had faded from Kit, Mitchell, and Pollen, in another place, and another time, a similar band of adventurers had come forth, equally unsuspecting of their other selves, and life went on as they strode out into the great unknown. But that's a story for another day. For now, I shall put down my pen. Yeah, let's continue all these endings. They're pretty different. It's not like a Chrono Trigger, it's totally different. Totally. Oh, okay, I turn around, already knowing who it is. My door opens quite energetically, where I saw strangely legit young girl barging. Interesting. I saw that they tried to continue exact this game, but for some reason, as it was not released in the United States, it has almost no connection, or almost, except the same characters, almost the same story, same links, same frozen flame, etc. Oh, wait a second, was the same picture before? I mean, your hair is different. Like in the game, it was I don't know how to say it in English, but anyway, I cannot save right now. We must wait until the end of credits to see which ending we got and how many left. Oh, time to finish this team. Let me check out how to get other ending. I wonder. Okay, I see this one. You must fall asleep for another ending. Another fall asleep, another fall asleep, and another. So all other endings are falling into the sleep. This is the only ending when we can go out in the forest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 endings. I don't know how long will be they are, but I will cover all of them tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, isn't it? And maybe on Friday I will start Chrono Cross. Or maybe on Friday I'll finish all the endings and on Saturday we'll start Chrono Cross. I don't know. Anyway, I can't do this in one stream because it's two different game consoles. I must place one with another and check all the settings because it's obviously different for PlayStation. Right now I set up everything for Super Nintendo. And by the way, I didn't save the previous settings for PC. I might need to create a new scene here. Because I want to switch back to Super Nintendo after this and finish or try it other 50 games that I have in my list. Some of them I will obviously finish because I had never played the second game in the Master series, which has name Earthbound in English. Instead of other Breath of Fire 2, obviously I want to play. I know that will be longer than Chrono Trigger. I don't know about Cross. Anyway, there's huge amount of games that I must play. Huge amount. I wonder, will I able to finish at least 1996 year at this year 2021? It's already March, but I still in progress. I don't know what to say. Must somehow speed up. Somehow. Maybe less tactic games, like JRPGs, more some actions like Resident Evil. Hades, Kid and the Sunflower, and Kid let treasure entered it. So, 5 more endings for tomorrow. See, you don't need to replace the whole game like in Chrono Trigger to get another ending. It's so different. Okay, we must start the game. The game started. Let's maybe wait for this choice, or maybe saved right now and next saved at the choice. Right now. See? 2 endings. Okay, so for all other endings, you must fall asleep. There will be no other choice. Oh, it was ponytail in English. So looks like all other endings are not real at all. Okay, saving one more time. So that's all for today. I don't have enough people on stream to make a raid, I believe. So that will be all for the day. So thank you very much who was watching this. Thank you once again to Elegant Weapon who gifted a sub to DLP. And see you all the next time. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe on Friday. I don't really know. It depends on my work. I just started my project. It's like a first week and I still have a lot of things to do. So see you next time. Bye. See you.